Hey guys, just finishing set up this. Here we go. Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? Hi to all the new people and all the regulars. Pretty good. I just made some guides this morning. Now it's time for me to play and do my commissions and all that stuff, which I haven't done yet. Target location. Not too hard. Oh, where did he go? Guess he died. That works. That was an interesting commission. Let us look your Diluc stats. Yes, that's the one thing everyone wants to see. I don't have anything impressive right now. Actually, my attack is pretty low. Why? Oh yeah, because I have a few items that I haven't enhanced yet. Let me do that quickly then. This one. Enhance that. Hello from France. Hello from Canada then. Nice to see everyone up here. I mean, Diluc watched the guide, but I'm here to see how you play him some more. Nice. Yeah, actually, I mean, my guide is really like the basics, like to explain how the game and how Diluc works and all that, but I'm going to be making a second guide on how to really enhance, really enhance your gameplay when you're playing Diluc. Because there's a lot of ways to really create like a OP Diluc, I would say. So I'm still going to be working on that, probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. Because, I mean, there's one thing to just having Diluc with, like, nice attack set and doing the right damage, whatever, but there's another thing when you're having Diluc and you're wanting to do, like, huge crits and, you know, late game set items and all that kind of stuff. Hey, thanks for the defense rolls. Garbage, but whatever. My Jin has 1.2k attack stat. Is it enough on AR30? Definitely. I mean, my Diluc has 1600, which is definitely good, but you don't need to have like so much attack. Like, I mean, you know, that's a good number of attack, but you're gonna be fine by simply, you know, you have so many abilities and like party members and stuff that Jean works with that, you know, for her, she doesn't need to be like a million attack. It just obviously boosts her, but as you get later like later sets and you get like all of these stats boosted more and more, you're gonna get like much higher as well, like as you level up like level 60 and stuff like that. So the 1636 is about what I have, but some of my items are really not rolled properly. And one thing that's really big on my Diluc right now is that this item doesn't have attack, it has pyro damage instead. So, and I'm obviously like happy about that, because if I had attack it would probably, you know, let's say if I switch this, how much would I have? I would have 1685, and that's only a 9, so it could be much higher. Anyways, fire damage is much better for Diluc anyways, so I'm happy with that. If you look here, I have 20% crit, which is really not bad. And I have 50% pyro damage, which, you know, in itself is so much, like, pure damage is so much better than just attack. So if I had 0 here, and I would probably have like 2000 attack instead, you know. But I prefer this, obviously. It's so, like, that's how I do my crits and my damage. The fire damage is so much, like, Diluc, most of the damage comes from this fire, right? So, but yeah, most of my gear is attack and then fire damage. What talent do you think I should upgrade first? Probably the E, I guess. That's kind of what you do most of your big damage with. And, I mean, the alternate to attack. You should upgrade it all, obviously, but My Diluc has 2k base attack and I come with Venti and Mona as 15k damage. Yeah, actually, I think I did. I mean, I did a 16k crit earlier. I don't want to try and beat it because it was not even like perfect, basically. Obviously, it helps when you're fighting Frost Mob. But I need to, like, you know, I need to be setting it up for me to get this much damage. Like, I need official stuff to be down, I need examining stuff to be down, and I need Barbara's buffs to be up on me. Hey. Get all the loots. All them loots. Doesn't attack make E stronger? Yeah, attack makes E stronger, but attack is a statistic, you know, that E uses to scale off. Damage just boosts all the damage after you've scaled in the attack. So having damage is, you know, like additional damage, especially fire damage on Luke is like even better. No problem, Amy. I'm level 50 at the moment, farming Surgeon Insignia to enhance him. Yeah, that's good. That's what you should be doing. That's perfect. Thanks for subscribing, Babylon. Thank you. First subscriber of the stream. Yeah. This. Where did I go? There we go. Hey, where's this thing now? Oh, this. Stupid fire guys. Soon I'm gonna reach 35, then I can have a level 70 Diluc. That's gonna be fun. Meow.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Where do you find Julian chili? The chilies are like on the side of cliffs, basically. I mean, they're everywhere in Liu. You can find a lot of them actually. Let's see. In this area, like on the side of this cliff up here, and all the way around here, you'll find a lot of them. They're basically like you can find 4 or 5 of them at the same time, kind of thing, and they're just like on the sides of the cliffs. Actually, there's an Yoko. That's far. I need to go up here, right? Where is it? Let's make sure that I know where. So it's right here. Okay, remember that. Why are they saying a lot of people are saying that Diluc is bad? I don't really know anybody who said Diluc is bad so far, because nobody that knows how to play the game says Diluc is bad. I mean, Diluc is definitely one of the strongest early game character, like by far in this game, so definitely is not bad. There's definitely characters that are as good, and there's definitely team comps that are as good or even better. Like, you know, Diluc isn't the only team comp that exists in this game, so he's definitely just like a very strong character, very straightforward too. Like the gameplay style is pretty obvious, you know. It's like you just use a big sword and attack everything, right? So tell us your best jokes. I don't really have good jokes. Think about it though. Switch my party again. Did you get Venti? Yes, I did Venti. Do you share your builds? If you want to see like the way I play Diluc, I have a guide on him on my channel. Just do !Diluc in the chat, and you'll be getting a link to it, and that can help you. And then keep on the lookout for more video on our channel, because I'm gonna make another guide on Diluc pretty soon about how I can do like late game content and a lot of damage and stuff. That's an awkward chest. Is it better to waste my Stardust on materials or fates? Definitely fates. It's only monthly anyway, so you should have enough Stardust to buy all the fates, and then you could even get more materials if you want. Okay, where was that thing that I said? It's here, right? Not like showing up on my map. Two of them. So much stuff here, actually. Where is it? One of them's there. Where's the other one? It's all the way up there. How do I get up there? Nope. Guess I'll get this one first. Guess I should have Venti in my party if I want to do this kind of stuff. Okay, let's do this. I see who was asking about chilies. Look, there's some chilies right there. Is that chilies? Yeah, they are chilies. They look like. They're everywhere beside the cliffs, really. I mean, they're on the floor as well, of course, as you can see. So get these box. I want these box. Every time you see a box like this, go and loot it. You get sigils. Sigils are good. And you get Mora too. 1,000 Mora is not nothing. Like 3,000 Mora, 6 sigil. 6 sigil can be turned into Mora at the vendors. And I can also drown like an idiot. Does it matter? Well, let's see. Did you get Venti? Yes, I do. I don't play Venti in this party right now because I like the electricity, but Venti is very good. Do you switching with Alex? Yeah, we alternate streams and we make videos both on the channel, so there's always someone like basically making content or streaming. I mean, you can't do 24 hours a day, of course, but at least this way, you know, you can stream in the mornings, I stream in the evenings. Like sometimes we do longer streams, sometimes we do shorter streams. That way there's always someone around, there's always some presence, there's a stream every day, and we don't get burnt out, you know? You know, like these days we're spending a lot of time trying to also make video guides because there's so much stuff in this game and we're discovering new stuff every day, so it's definitely a lot of our attention goes towards that, but that doesn't mean anything bad, obviously. Yeah, let me try this again. What do you think about the upcoming update? Yeah, I did read some stuff about the upcoming update. Of course, being that there is going to be some special events and that it's going to be on November or something. I'm still unsure of what the update is going to include. Otherwise, like, I know there is like a lot of talk about special events and the Chinese servers and all that stuff, and I don't know what how much of that will apply to us and like what will affect us in there. Like, obviously, some things will be applied to us. Let me just get this something before. It's like that. The update is really just saying that 1.1 is coming in November, but it doesn't say anything else, and it doesn't say if it's the truth for us or like. I would be like November is a bit far. There was really like there's really not so much to do in the game once you've gotten to the end game. The thing that you have to remember though is that most of the players right now who are playing this game, like the people like us who've been like waiting for the game for a long time and whatever. Like we were all ready to play as soon as it's launched, and we're like, we're all playing now, and we're loving it, and we have a lot of time, and we're doing everything. But like the vast majority of the player base is actually not even playing the game yet. Like there's a lot of ads about this game, and there's a lot of people talking about it. So like the majority of like the smaller players who don't have like 10 hours a day to play games, they're just hearing about it now. They're gonna play this weekend. They played a little bit last weekend. Like they got to try it out, but they haven't gotten to like the late game or anything. Like if we had like data of the servers, we would probably see that the vast majority of players are probably not even AR20 by now. Like there's definitely many thousands of us who are AR30 plus, and there's probably hundreds of thousands of players not even AR20 or not even AR10 in like all honesty. So of course they're gonna try and like go with their mass players, like the more casual players. It's not only like the few hundred gacha pros who are already like on the forums, already on the Reddit and all that stuff. So things are definitely going to change, like in the future once everybody's caught up. But it just seems like the players like us who've done a lot of the content already are gonna have to wait and be patient for the rest of the players that play 2 hours a day to catch up, kind of thing. But I would really, like, I mean, I wouldn't say expect, but I would really hope that we see some kind of change, like for the resin system. Stupid bomb. Like if there is a no change on the resin system before the game launches, not launches, but before the update changes, like in what 3-4 weeks now, like it will be very bad for them. I think like there really is going to be like a need for some kind of like patch or overhaul, like hot fix where they give us like more resin or whatever, because otherwise every early adopter of this game is going to quit in the next few weeks. So I really think like they will have to listen and do something, but I can't, I can't speak for them. I don't know what they're actually going to do or not. I would just, as a business decision, it would make a lot of sense. Otherwise they're going to lose a lot of their like loyal core, and they're going to only like come back for the next patch. And if the next patch doesn't have a next zone, then I don't want to see this game fail. But I don't think they're stupid. Like I think they really would like have the data to back it up. There's so many people giving them feedback and all that. So yeah, that's, I mean, I'm hoping that we'll see some hot fix at least, or something that will like help everybody like patient basically. Because the resin is really what's holding everybody back. If you only have a bit of resin, you can't do anything every day. Like there is so much to do in this game. There's so much to farm, so much gear and all that stuff. We just need like something to hold us while we wait. Okay, let's see. Can you suggest a good team around catching and what craftable sword is good for? Well, Alex actually just released a guide on catching today. So if you go and check one of the latest videos on our channel, or if you type exclamation mark catching in the chat, you will get a link for that guide. I mean, one thing about catching is she's amazing. Like she's good with a lot of different characters. You can mix her with anyone who's ice. Like Chongyun does really well. So does Chi-Chi, and anyone who's fire will also do really well with electricity. So there's really no bad teams in that aspect, to be honest. So I would really suggest that you just try stuff out and play the comp that you like the most. But check that guide out; it probably will give you some insight. Accidentally bought 600 original resin yesterday. I've done that not accidentally before, so no worries there. Okay, I'm just gonna go and do my little commission now. I always get distracted when there's so much stuff to do here. Not her.
I can't wait any longer.
Use this party in the open world.
Ready for anything.
Be my open world party where I get a lot of movement speed and 2 animos. All this is good, I do less damage on that, like by Diluc, but I don't need to do damage when I'm killing open world stuff, because everything is so like weak right now. Let's deploy it. There we go. We need cosmetics. I mean, there is like an entire option for wardrobe in this game already. Like if you go in the character screen, like there's this thing which is like a wardrobe, which is obviously right now has wind gliders, but I can guarantee you there'll be like hats and like boots or whatever, or just like outfits. Like there is no way that this dressing room isn't made to have tons of cosmetics. So I can guarantee you there'll be cosmetics at some point in the game. Just when is the question, of course. But there is no doubt in my mind that there will be a massive amount of cosmetics, because, I mean, it's free money for them. Like, it doesn't cost anyone. Like, if you don't want cosmetics, don't buy them. Nobody cares. If you want them, then you'll pay for them and they'll make more money. So it's a win-win for everyone. Hey, more chilies. Is that really true that you can get resin? So that's part of the things that are not confirmed. I mean, I read the announcements from miHoYo officially on the Chinese servers, and they don't talk about that at all. They talk about some stuff going into 1.1, and they don't give any details other than there's an update and the date that it's coming out. If there going to be like ways of getting more resin, you would like we would hope so because it would make a lot of sense, but they haven't confirmed that. But my thinking is that they will kind of have to give at least some sort of resin reward in some way in the future, because otherwise, like I said, they will really be shooting themselves in the foot there. I'm trying so hard not to spend Primo Gems so that I can spend them on the next banner character. From what I'm hearing, it's Klee. Yeah, I've also heard that it's probably going to be Klee, and I am also going to try and save up some, but it's hard because there's still so many characters that I want. Like, as much as I like Klee, like, it's not the characters that I want the most, because I already have such strong fire characters and all that stuff, but it's definitely one of the characters that I want, so... I'm gonna come back for this nice little guy. If I wait for the next banner, I can save 4,000, 7,000, so I can just wait. I either want Diluc, Gene, or Mona. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the next banner will not give you probably increased rates for these ones, so... But it's still good to wait for the next banner, because you never know. And, you know, rolling the Klee banner will still give you a chance of getting any of these characters, so hopefully that will, you know, get you what you want.
Let's play.
Always good to save up until you know, you get what you want. The only reason that I am not always saving up is because I kind of like want to push the content right now to make video guides and stuff, so it's a bit different in that aspect. Yeah, my AR34, I didn't even realize I leveled up earlier. I was saving Prime, but I couldn't wait anymore, so you just went... Well, at least you got Mona out of that, so good. Mona is so fun just like for the movements. I mean, she's obviously strong in general, though she needs a pretty special team comp to make her work fully, but if you have that comp, it works obviously very well. But her like movement speed thing with the right click is so cool. Like, believe how much of these zones that I have like not explored before. Hello, nice to see you. I see you, Void. Nice to see you again. And nice to see everyone, all the newcomers here, the new faces. No, don't die. I fell. I always jump in water like an idiot. I wonder who the 4 stars will be after the Venti banner ends. You mean like the 4 stars that will be like higher chance of dropping in the banner kind of thing? I wonder that too, actually. I wonder that too. I hope it's like different 4 stars than like what right now. Like not Xiangling and Barbara and all that stuff. Not that they're bad, but you know, everybody's gotta have them pretty strong by now. Currently, the point where I'm very low on every resource, I'm pretty just looking for chests and killing mini bosses. That's pretty much what you have to do. I mean, I actually released a guide today about Mora, how to farm Mora, and one of my best tip in there is really just going through the adventure book and I think I can stop dying them. Yeah, it's going through the adventure book and killing all the mini boss. You're gonna need so much like ascension materials. Like people don't realize how much ascension material is gonna be needed. So. And it gives more, it gives artifacts, you know, it's if you have a lot of time every day, you can just go through your adventure book and kill every single thing on there one by one. And that's gonna be like one of the best ways to do anything, to be honest. Yeah, I wanna stop wait. Having her in my party does not help me at all. Sure again.
In the name of the princesses.
I just want to reach over there without dying. Razor, Fischl, Barbara, Xiangling. I mean, that's definitely a pretty strong comp, because double lightning still helps you. But, of course, if you get one of the newer characters or whatever, you could definitely replace Fischl as well and do great.
Brace yourself. Oz, repeat.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
I'm just trying out Jean. I mean, I have her build because I need her for my second Abyss team.
Barely a scratch.
Stop exploding on me. just find Jean is not easy to like make survive. Holy, what is this? Look at all this like crystal stuff. Jeez, look at where is this? This one here. Crystal. That's gonna be a good spot to remember. I watched Alex a couple times before. He said you were streaming after, and I knew you were the Diluc main, so I said, why not? Well, thanks for sticking around and being here. I try and stream. I don't stream every single day, but I make a video every single day, and I try to stream more often now these days because obviously we have different comps, right? So he has Razor and I have Diluc, and we have very different characters in general. So at least we're gonna try to keep saying we're like different mains that way. Obviously, when the new heroes release and stuff, we're gonna pull some banner and hopefully get different guys, and then we can do video guides on all of them. My next video guide is gonna be on Venti, but I'm still, you know, I play Venti and I know how to play the basics, but I'm not sure exactly what's gonna be best for him, like late game. Right now, I'm just doing elemental mastery and switching him around to boost my party and like use the ult and stuff with Diluc. But I'm not convinced yet that that's like the best way to play Venti. I think the Noblesse Oblige set is going to be very strong on him. So I mean, obviously, until I reach AR35 or 40 and like can actually test it out, it's hard for me to know for sure. So I don't want to make a guide and then like have half the information be like updated 2 days later, you know. And Pedro, thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you for supporting and joining this stream. It means a lot. Okay, my next quest is... Where's my next? I heard they will add the Xiao banner. Is he good? Yes, he's very, very good. Very good. I really love Razor. He's my main DPS. He's a great DPS. Razor's so strong. I mean, Razor's kind of just like the free-to-play version of Diluc in a way. Like, anyone with a two-handed sword in this game will do great. Razor, Baidu, Chongyun, they all do very good job. I actually, when I started playing, I was hoping to actually get Chongyun. Because I wanted to main like DPS him. I got Diluc and I was like, okay, I'll play him. Obviously, I'm not gonna say no, but it was not what I was hoping for. I mean, my original plan is what I.
Think you can get away?
What the hell are you doing, Genie? I'm not impressed by Jin's set. I need to heal mostly with her, but her ult is strong. It's so like it's so slow between her attacks though. I'm obviously not playing her perfectly yet, and my items are not enhanced, so she's a bit weak. Let's see, artifacts. I need to like finish her. Like I need more items on her than just what I have. I have Sojourner. I mean, like, the rest is just kind of like random stuff, and it's not bad, but I probably need an exile stuff here so that I can have. I don't have anything with attack problem. I'd really like Xiao as an expander too. I don't know, like if they're gonna release Klee and Xiao at the same time, or feels like it's a long time to release these guys, especially if the next patch has 4 new characters. I don't know. They make a new account and try and get good characters. If you're not far into the game, sure, but you know, if you have good characters or you're like doing okay, whatever, you're far into the game, it's not worth to just re-roll that. You know, when you're late into the game already, it's not that worth it to re-roll. I would say like, and just take your time, play the game long term, and you'll eventually get what you need. One has 12 attack. One is gonna boost her a little bit more, so at least I have energy recharge, so I can cast my ult more often. I should definitely probably increase my items on her if I want to use her. At 8. This one's at not much. My hand's a little bit. Let's see. I rolled Jean, but I'm not sure if she fits my current party. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I didn't want her that much, but I rolled her, so I'm like, I'm gonna try her out. But I need to like use good items on her so I can actually test her out. Because of course, right now I'm using like blue items, and some of them are not perfect, so it's not the best example. But until I reach AR35, I'm not gonna farm. It's not bad. I'm not gonna farm too many items for her, but I still want to use her like a little bit. I do have a lot of artifacts to use anyway, so I might as well do that quick. Elemental is not bad. When's this one? Yeah, it's not official what banner is next, so I don't really know what to expect, to be honest, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, she is a good DPS and a good healer. I mean, I definitely know that she's good. That's why I'm building her, because I want her for my second Abyss team. Because she's going to be like the DPS and the healer of that team. It's just, you have to have the ult up to do anything with her, and that's kind of what makes things a bit harder for me. Is that I don't always have the ult up. I use it. I guess it's like the only attack thing I have. This one's not bad either. I feel like having no Diluc is a giant struggle to grow in this game. Could it be that they made a true strong character? To be honest, Diluc is overrated. I mean, he's very strong, and he is very like. The thing is that in this game, you need fire in your party. It's almost like necessary to have a fire character, because fire is too good. Like if you don't have fire, you're gonna struggle against a lot of elements, especially like ice and stuff. Um, so fire is definitely like a must, but like Xiangling does the exact same kind of role, to be honest, and I don't think like Diluc is not as necessary in the party. People are like way too hyped about how strong Diluc is. He is very strong. Like nobody's negating the fact that he's strong, but he is definitely not like the best character in the game, and you must have him or you can't do anything. Like people are really overhyping him, I think. Guess I'm gonna wait before I enhance this too far now. But I don't want to waste items that I might have use for in the future. Did I do all my... Yeah, I did. Let's go turn it all in. Like, Diluc is a super strong character that does a lot of damage, a lot of AoE, a lot of fire, but he's not, like, necessary. Razor does as much damage and carries as much. Baidu does the exact same role. You can main Jean and do exactly the same thing. You can main Chang'un and do the exact same thing. Like, they're not... You know, you don't need to have these characters in order to play. People are too focused on getting like the one ultimate team comp. Like I got Diluc because I got lucky and he was just what's there, right? Like I got him, but it's not like you need him to play the game. He's just, you know, the flavor of the month right now. Yeah, I should check if I have a new quest here. Or request, there we go. It's talk to Sarah about her problem. What's your problem, Sarah?
Oh, it's you! Over here! Over here! It's Sarah from the Good Hunter! Finally, I caught you!
Not enough heals, I cannot do... Yeah, you need a healer in both teams when you do the Abyss. So Barbara is obviously one of the best, easiest free healer to use. And then the second team, you need, like, I guess, Jean or Chi-Chi. But if you don't, you can use Noelle. Like, she's not exactly a healer, but she can definitely, like, do a role of a support healer. Also, Bennett has, like, heal on his ult, so he can be a good support in the team to help heal. Yeah, there is a catching guide on our channel if you want to look at it. Diluc is great for the Ice Mage, yeah. That's one of the reasons that I love him. It's like he can deal with the Ice Mage very easily.
What do you think this help?
Diluc just got like does flashy crits, but the, like catching is as good as a carry too. Have you prototype refined your prototype? And it's not yet. I mean, I need to wait until next week for me to be able to get more chances at getting a prototype item from the bosses. There's really no way of farming the craftable weapons other than doing the weekly boss, and you can only hope that they drop the one that you need, and it's only twice a week, right? So I know they're gonna have more world bosses in the game, obviously in the future. Like that would be great because it's gonna be a nice way to do so. Because right now there's no way, there's no other way. You can just do like weekly and then you wait. So it's kind of like it's kind of a shame to be honest.
Hey,
You cannot eat food in the abyss now.
Margaret? My cat's gone missing. Have you seen it? No, I mean little Princey. Prince was just home. Did you seriously think? This is a bit worrying. Nah, Sarah. You're on the way to Paimon? Yes, I wanted to see if. Seriously? What's wrong with Jean's a really nice person? Please mention it to Jean from me.
Let's go look for a cat.
Hey! Unbelievable.
Cats are important, Paimon. You're a cat. You hit 34, congratulations, thank you. I mean, I should be able to hit 35 sooner rather than later. I'm not in a rush, you know, I'm just like trying to do all the content that I've missed, get all the chests, like do the events, the quests that I haven't done, the luxurious chests and all that stuff.
Oh.
Jean.
It's our honorary. How can I assist? Actually, I see. Well, thank you for. I have made a note of these commissions in my file accordingly. Great! We didn't miss out on anyone's commissions, did we? Sarah's Hilly Churls, Charles' tax return, Margaret's. We'll be on our way then, Jean.
Jean's sick.
Jean, are you okay?
Jean got the virus. I use Razor, Chi-Chi, Fischl, and Xiangling, and I'm free to play and did only discount summon. Now I have 14,000 Primal Gems. Oh, that's great. Yeah, if you say everything, like you will get a lot of Primal Gems, especially when you level up and stuff.
For bringing her here. It's not poor Jean. This isn't the first time something like this has happened.
Cat got missed. I was suggested to focus on 1 or 2 chars, but the Abyss says otherwise. Not enough material for Miranda. Yeah, well, it's really good to focus on like 1 or 2 characters at the beginning in order to like get through the content. But then when you get like later level 30 plus and 35, then your job is basically to build up your other characters slowly but surely, which is what I'm doing myself. Like I only focus on Diluc and Venti. Now I've spent some of my recent energy on Fischl and obviously Xiangling. So now I have like 4 very solid kind of characters, and my Barbara is like, you know, she's not terrible, but she doesn't have like great gear or anything. And my Jean has like meg gear, so those are the next 2 that I'm working on, so that I have 2 healers. So it definitely takes a lot of time to get fully like where you want to be with this game. Like you won't just be able to clear the abyss like this week. Like it's gonna take weeks of farming like artifacts and like leveling up your characters and farming your ascension mats and all that before you can like really clear everything, unless you're like fully pay to win and then you like buy so many constellations that all your characters are strong, right?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Hey, playing Xiangling, Fischl, Barbara, and what would you recommend to the fort? I mean, what do you have? There's so many things that would work in there. I mean, Xiangling, Fischl, and Barbara are great. You could add anything in there. You could add another fire. You could add like Chongyun. You could add like Razor.
I've been informed about Jean falling ill. On behalf of all... Well, the circumstances warrant now. In addition to that thank you message, it's like you read... Right. I am concerned, so I am hoping I will feel much more...
Yeah, there's so many
Though I
options that
have
would work
far
as your
more
fort in that
important
party.
matters to attend to. Those are the ones. I appreciate the help. See you.
It's gonna reset after 6 days though. What's that about? What are you talking about? The weekly stuff? Oh, the Abyss. Oh yeah, the Abyss resets every 2 weeks. Now that's the levels after 9. Like when you are in the Abyss, like level 9 and higher, you can basically do them every week for the rewards. So it's like a way of farming. But obviously you need to reach 9, and it's gonna take a while for a lot of people.
Though it gladdens.
But
Prince
it does
is
reset every week, so it's gonna be a way to farm
misbehaving.
Mora, Primal Gems and stuff. It's like pushing the Abyss and farming it is one way, basically.
Yes, quite.
What is a good element to break water shield? Electricity.
Without my spare string,
And
my shots
frozen.
would
Like
blight my
frost
audience.
really does well against it.
Everyone knows cats go crazy for a ball of
What are your
string.
thoughts about the current gacha and resin system? I mean, I agree with the general consensus that they need a rework. Like,
Oh, take this fish.
especially like if you're free to play, there's definitely like a very you can get very bad luck and then have a pretty bad experience playing this game. Obviously, I think like as the game progresses, there will definitely be a need to rework the resin system specifically a little bit, or give us a way to farm resin, because it's really too little right now. Like, you get a 120 resin, and if you don't farm, like if you don't get Primo Gem, you don't use Primo Gems. Is that a cat?
Hey, look! Over there! It looks just like
So, I really hope that they do change it up. Like, I really hope that they add either like they increase the cap or make the regen faster or something, because you can't really do much. You can log on for 10 minutes and then do like you just do your resin stuff, and then in 10 minutes you're done. Like 120 goes by, like it's 3 of those, then you come back a few hours later. Like you do your commission, you do 120 of this, then you go AFK. Like they need to add something, because there's no incentive for people to play, other than you want to like go and grind chests for hours and hours and hours. And like it's, there's still stuff to do, and there's like a lot of like essential materials to farm that you don't need resin for and all that stuff. And like there's plenty of games to do, but like if they don't change it up a little bit, I feel like a lot of people are going to quit very early, because if you play pretty intensively for a week or two, you get pretty much done with the content, and it's not fun enough to grind ascension mats to keep you going. So I hope they change stuff. Like the gacha is definitely like very predatory, but you don't like the difference with this and other gacha games is that in this game, 4-star characters can actually carry you all the way to the end game. You don't need to get the 5-star to do everything in this game. Like a full constellation Barbara is the best healer. Full constellation Xiangling can do great damage and carry you as a main DPS. Same goes for Razor, same goes for Chongyun, same goes for Baidu. So there is many like there's many ways of playing this game without the 5-star. So in that aspect, I know that it's not as fun for everybody, but it's definitely like doable. But yeah, they need to change the resin system, or else they'll lose their player base. What do you think about the full set Gladiator? It's very good, but unlimited characters. Like Xiangling does very well the full set, because Xiangling uses a lot of auto attacks with her spear, right? So that works. For most characters, though, it's probably not worth it. 2 sets probably going to be better, because you just get the attack for it. But my Xiangling has a full set Gladiator and does very well with it. You need to basically see a lot of white damage as a character. Even with full constellation, without God artifact, nobody can clear the abyss. Good thing they didn't add artifacts to summon. Yeah, I mean, artifacts are going to be very important to farm. Like, I actually released a guide on artifacts yesterday. Like, I highlight how important it is, like, once you reach AR35, to farm, like, these specific sets and build up. But obviously, once you reach 40, when you get the purple one, the yellow ones, I guess, orange, that's going to be like the best, the best thing. But you can't really farm artifacts efficiently until 35 or 40. So, it's a grind to reach adventure rank 35, and then it's a grind to farm these every day and build your sets. And once you have like 8 characters that are geared well, then you can start doing a lot of like the abyss easily. Until then, it's going to be a bit harder. What floor are you on the abyss right now? I'm the same as yesterday. I think I'm still on floor 5. I mean, I think I beat most of floor 5, but I haven't. Because the problem is that my second team doesn't have like leveled up gear right now because my Diluc has like so much gear. So I'm still trying to like work up. I just want to get AR35 and then I'm gonna farm a lot of artifact dungeons domains so that I can then gear my Jean and gear my Diluc, not my Diluc, but gear my Bennett and whatever, like all my other. Wait, where the hell is your chest? Am I blind or like transport balloon? So bad. I didn't see. I mean, I see these things in the air, but I guess I have to go over there and then blow up in the air. Ugh. Oh, I guess it's here. Interesting.
So this is where Charles's delivery disappeared to.
Let's see. Did you reach 16k crit already? I did a 16k crit, 16k crit earlier in one of the dungeons, but it's not something I can do all the time. It's just like the highest I can reach, basically. If you put the Japanese audio, Lisa's voice sounds hot. I've heard that before. Coming from Honkai, the resin system doesn't bother me that much. I mean, it's definitely Honkai though. They like it was more generous than this. I feel like. Appreciate the feedback. Feel the same way. Hopefully, content creators will be vocal about this. So far, it's all positives. No, yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is like most content creators like spend a little bit of money. So if you spend a bit of money using Primo Gems to replenish your resin, isn't that bad, you know? But it's definitely quite hard for anybody else. So I really do hope that they change a little, like they add a little bit of co-op. Like there's not much to do at the end of the game when you're reaching like the high levels. Like there's really just not much to keep you wanting to play hours and hours every day. And I feel like they just need to change that because I want to play hours. I just want them to give me the content so that I can do it. You know? You have a recommended set for Bennett? I actually don't have a clue what I'm going to be building for Bennett because he's such a weird character. He scales off attack and NHP at the same time, so it's kind of like a weird one. Obviously, if you get the two sets that give plus 18% attack on him, like I would boost, like I would go Bennett full attack, like everything attack, including the sets that have attack, because I feel like that's gonna be the best, like, you know, because you're using Bennett mostly just for the buff. You don't really care about his damage and stuff, so I would really go full attack in that case. I'm about to hit 35, waiting for your farm guide. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to make a guide about how to farm after AR30, 35, whatever. It's not that, you know, not that much to do. To be honest, pressing F1, the adventure book, is basically like 90% of like the content and like late game. Find chest, of course, too, but this escort quest is interesting. I push it faster. Faster! Flowers mean. Steal all their food. Yeah, Abyss 5, 6, 7, you'd need to have characters leveled up in like every element so that you can go through the floors. If you counter the element of the floor, you'll have a much easier time, but just you need like most of your characters to just be like kind of like leveled up correctly. Or at least have some kind of gear and, you know, a weapon that's like not level 1. Kill these guys. The very slow going quest. I think the regen rate for resin needs to drop from 8 minutes to 1. At most, you can regenerate 180 per day. 9 dungeon or 4 bosses. Yeah, that's the thing, is that it's very, very little right now. There's really not much you can do. So I really hope that they don't need to do much. You just need to hot fix it, add a second source of resin, just faster regen. It would be nice if they added like co-op stuff, like where you could do some stuff in co-op. That's kind of worthwhile. There's a lot of like little things that they could do, and that would make this game 10 times better. But I know there's a lot of planned stuff. You know, they're gonna have a lot of events. Like we saw that kind of leak about the reputation system, which could be another completely like way to grind some gear or like rewards, or you know, if it adds another like layer to this game of things you need to do every day. Like there's really a lot that they could do easily, because the game's like the base of the game is so strong already. You know. If you ever need something to do, I need 78 more domains completed to get the co-op banner. Jeez, that's a lot of domains. Yeah, you can do just domains as co-op, I guess. And if you have a lot of domains to do as well, but I'm going to start doing them when I get the AR35.
Oh, hi. Yeah,
Eddie, hey,
I'm
hi,
getting
nice to see
ready.
you.
Oh.
Next summon would be Klee or Xiao. I think it's going to be Klee, but it's not confirmed. My question is, why the energy system isn't not like the other gacha game where
Really?
it's 5 minutes per once? Makes a huge difference already. Yeah, I mean, the thing you can do is go in the option and let them know, you know, how you feel. The more people do this, the better it is, because I feel like people are going to start playing, just going to quit the game too fast, you know. But if you go here and you do feedback, you can give feedback. So I mean, obviously I'm not going to go online right now to do it, but this is something you can do.
Me 3 sweet flowers.
I think I had those already.
Yep.
It would be awesome if it was Xiao too. I need main DPS. Yeah, I feel like this. Like I don't know why they're taking so long to add Xiao in the game. Like he was already in the beta and stuff. People really want to play it, but.
Any news on that sweet madame?
And to wake up in the morning and my resin would be 100, 120, 100 on 120. Yeah, when I go to bed and I come back, like my resin is always like not even full in the morning.
One sweet madame received.
Is this a good party? MC, Fischl, Xiangling, and Barbara.
Sticky honey roast?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I don't use MC myself personally. You could replace MC with like any character in the game and be fine as well. But everything in there works. Everything is great there. Fischl is a great DPS, and Xiangling is a great auto attack like damager. So yeah. Guys, 1.1 on 11th of October. No, it's supposed to be on 11th of November. I mean, according to what was posted on the Chinese server, whatever. What's a sticky honey? I need sugar. I think I have sugar crafted here. There you go. I want to clean it. Make these things. Let's make some crab roe. Of this. Bit of this and a little bit of this. Jam. I like jam. There we go. Now can I cook your? There we go. Should I use anyone? No bonuses? Okay. Yeah, November seems pretty far for their first update, so I would hope that they, you know, they don't have to add full-on content, but they definitely have to add like some fixes of some kind for some of the content or complaints. Because November is way too far, otherwise.
Did you really cook this? This is quite simply astonishing.
Yeah, the game will permit an activity until the next update if they don't.
Think we're finally finished with the commissions we were doing for Jean.
Every 6 week is not bad, you know, for content updates though. It's not the worst. Like 6 week is, it's just, you just need more. No, imagine when we're gonna have 7 zones with like 7 world boss every week, and we're gonna have like what, like 20 domains like for artifacts, and I mean I don't know exactly, but they're gonna have to add like a lot of stuff every time they add a new zone, right? So like there's gonna be so much to do it then. So I mean they'll definitely need to have more resin by then, because else you want to be able to like even do all the content. So you know, they definitely have stuff in mind, like that's gonna add like a way of making resin, or they can't not have anything in mind because otherwise nobody will be able to do anything. And like I mean, I'm waiting until I hear officially from a source there, like until we have an actual confirmed, we know for sure, like they're gonna announce that they're gonna do this in the patch, like patch notes and stuff like that. Like then we can start like kind of complaining if they didn't add things that are asked for, I guess.
You must
And I want to see, like, I really am like I can't wait to see what they announce and to see what is it, like what's gonna be their first response to everything, you know. And if it's good, it's gonna be like everybody's gonna be happy and everybody's gonna be okay. Wow, amazing! They listened to us and they did stuff. And if they don't, everybody's gonna quit. So you know, it's like gonna be one or the other. But as I said earlier, like the vast majority of people who play this game are actually very like far behind most of us right now. Like the majority of people who play this game probably haven't even reached AR20. You know, the mass player bases of these games that we're talking about, the millions of people who are gonna try it out here and there and maybe drop $5 here and there. Like they're not like the few thousands of us who are on Reddit and on Discord and like whatever talking all the time and watching streams and watching videos. It's a few 100,000, but their player base is millions, right? Like all the other like 2.5 million people who don't say a word on any forums, they're not like, they don't care. They're not leveling fast. They don't even know how the resin system works yet. You know what I mean? So these people are not going to be done by 6 weeks into it. Like in November, they won't have reached AR35 and cleared every chest yet. So that's kind of like who they're aiming at, but they still need to please the smaller community because else you don't get like anyone like doing a lot of like content and pushing the content further and all that stuff. So it needs to be a balance in between listening to the hardcore player and kind of like making sure that the not hardcore player get what they want. And we know for sure that there's going to be a new zone in December, so that's going to be great. But I think there should be one in November too if they really want to be doing it properly.
Vanessa, I hope your watch over Mondstadt remains unclouded. I do not know if I...
Yeah, they are from the mobile world, so they're not used to the PC gamers, where PC gamers play a lot. What's the best idea? Farm till 1600 Parmesan will have a total of 10 wishes of... It doesn't really make a difference. Most people seem to like to do one wish at a time. But it really doesn't make much of a difference. Just do what you feel like.
I was not expecting you to come here.
Are you sure? We saw you beneath. Are you sure you aren't pushing yourself too hard?
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Did you get 160 ml Parmesan from mail today? I got it yesterday night, actually. It was like early.
As the Lion-Tooth Knight, she courageously overthrew the oppressive ruling aristocracy of her time. Then,
Dandelion Knight? Isn't that your title?
Actually, all of the Knights of Favonius Masters throughout the ages have inherited the title of Dandelion Knight or Lion-Tooth Knight.
Oh, that makes you too want to be as gentle as the Dandelion Knight, and yet as fierce as...
Yes, I know it sounds like a huge honor, but I see it more as, after all, it is a lot to live up to.
Paimon thinks...
Huh?
Jean?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Caught red-handed.
Can you kill him?
Finally, an opportunity comes to get rid of the master in a moment of weakness. And then you two
How did they know about Jean's choosing this moment to strike at...
As long as my name is the Dandelion Knight, I swear I shall not...
Since this opportunity has slipped away, I shall now be
Stop! After him!
Jean, you're still recovering.
No.
Let us do it, Jean. Let us do it.
Fine, but
I'm a mobile gamer and I grind out every game I play. I mean, the thing that also we have to remember as well with Genshin Impact right now is that it released like in a lull where there's not really been any good games released for many kind of like months lately. And I mean, you know, there's been a few different kind of game, but there hasn't been like a very AAA kind of game like Genshin. And also because of like what's happening in the world right now, a lot of people are at home and have a lot of time to play. So there's a lot of people who play this a lot more than they could have normally, I guess, including myself. So it's definitely, it's like a, you know, it's good for them, but at the same time, it might like, you know, fire back, like fire in the foot kind of thing. They might fire, like be firing themselves or whatever. Like they might be hurting themselves by having so many people like get through their content so quickly. they definitely need to address some of this stuff and change some of this stuff. And if they do it properly and they show that they're listening, even if it takes a little bit of time, people will still be like, okay, you know, it's really not. They just need to show like good faith, I guess, is really what it is.
Are you hurt?
Ugh, how badly are you hurt? Oh, one of my own being. Let me handle.
No, you are.
Okay, but before we move out,
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh. Let's see, what do they give Jean in here? How many constellation? 4 constellation. Not like I'm ever gonna get constellations on. Bye. Maliwa, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, let me just get through this quest so that I can do some more fun content. Who's healing now? Trying to stop. I'll take my free chest, thank you. I'm gonna go to sleep now. See you. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on the stream, and see you another time. What do you think of Razor versus Kitching? They're both great. So either or that you want to use, go ahead. I would say Kitching is probably like more satisfying to play, as in like that you can teleport everywhere and have a lot of attack speed and all that kind of stuff. But Razor is a great DPS as well. So. I'm not so impressed with her damage. That ult hurts. I guess you really have to like mix it with other elements for it to shine. And just two-shot them with Diluc instead. I mean, 4 Constellation is a lot more than my 1 on my Jean. Yeah, well, definitely. Okay, what's the Ley Line Blossom things? At the beginning of the game, you will be doing them. You basically spend your resin to do these ley lines, and they give XP or gold. It's definitely only useful at the beginning of the game. Afterwards, you're going to use your resin for other stuff. Every time you use 20 resin, you get 100 XP of your adventure rank, basically. So it's kind of like one of the ways to use resin at the beginning of the game to level up until you unlock all the dungeons and stuff. And it gives you some XP and gold. But until like when you're adventure rank like 20 or higher, you don't really do these ley lines for a while afterwards. There's some good damage there. Alright, well. I'm both happy and sad that my second PT was a dupe Jean. Yeah, it's, I mean, you definitely have to kind of like main Jean at that point. This one. I'm back, going to get some food. Welcome back. How much longer you're planning on streaming? I'm not gonna stream too long today. Maybe like another like an hour or two. Emo Razor is the great after having played him a lot to accounts, he's greatly suffers creating consistent mental reaction, whereas Kitching does it willingly. Yeah, I mean, Razor is definitely like like a heavy hitter where you like will get a lot of attack, and if you get a good weapon, you're gonna hit really hard and like kill a lot of mobs, and you do AoE damage. But Genshin is like much more fast-paced, teleport everywhere, attack everything. Like there's so much like reaction with the other party members and stuff. They have different playstyle. That's the thing about this game is every character has its own playstyle. It's all unique.
Yes, at the Angel's Share. Don't worry. Okay.
Huh?
Well, it's fine.
Oh, great.
For good.
Well,
Doing now. I have Young Constellation level 2 and Beidou level 0 and Official level 2. Who would make the better DPS? I mean, Xiangling is a better main DPS, as in you're gonna do a lot of auto attacking. Stupid poster. I would say like do Xiangling and Official in the same party together, and that's amazing. Hello, bro. Do you think Diluc at the moment and Klee AP or Diluc AP and Xiao? Wait, I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, it's like it's gonna be up to you. Like if you want to play Diluc or you want to play Klee or you want to play Xiao, like they're all really strong main characters. So I wouldn't like I am playing Diluc because it's my main and that's what it is. But Xiao is amazing and so will be Klee. But Klee will more like she will not be the same gameplay at all. She's more like a caster, right? Is Child a traitor? I mean, it seems like it, but we don't really know yet.
Forget that outside of work, Jean is just a normal person.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, it's nothing compared to the amount of.
But there's.
I spend so much time.
Fear not. We want. So while you were away, we all pitched in.
Did you really? Even the.
It was no different from what we see on patrol. A couple of hilly churls.
And the tax return.
Enough already. No.
Well, what about.
Are you kidding me? That rascally prince was apprehended by the brilliant honorary knight. And
What
It
an
is my
interesting
honor.
quest.
Speaking of-
Actually, our friend here was the key organizer behind all of this.
How could I get my Xiangling Q to regen faster? The way it's basically when you have energy recharge as a statistic on your abilities.
Despite my initial I, like any other citizen of Mondstadt, owe Jean my gratitude.
Oh,
Official with our first constellation is a pretty good main DPS with our bonus on a basic attack. Definitely, I mean,
now
I'm not a big fan of archers as main DPS, as much as they are great at doing a lot of DPS. You know, you're still only shooting like a few arrows, and there's not much AoE. Now, Official's very special in the term that she has insane attack speed and she can do incredible damage, but I much rather do like great sword weapons and then you just AoE and like cleave every mob. Like it's kind of like I find that pretty more like, yeah, like, in the Abyss especially, like it's hard to just stand still and shoot. How am I supposed to look? Jean, where's Jean? But I mean, unofficial can be used like in a very very high DPS way, but I still prefer her to be like, it's not like I don't use her to do damage. It's like when I fight like enemy that are like water and stuff, she's gonna be the main DPS that I use. But usually I just use her to make elemental like combinations.
oh.
Who do you think has the most satisfying heavy blade combo? Diluc, Razor, Chongyun. It's Chongyun. To be honest, I haven't seen Chongyun since the beta, so I don't even remember.
I want to thank you.
Obviously, Diluc is very satisfying, but his ult is more like what's satisfying about him.
It is good to be here together,
Razor is not the
everyone.
most satisfying, I would say. Well, it's really cool because you become like a wolf, whatever, but it's not like a combo per se.
Yet the Lion-Tooth Knight represents Vanessa's past. A path, but it was the Dandelion Knight that represented her hope. I do believe that Vanessa watches over. Let the wind lead. The winds of free.
At this point, it's all preference, right? What artifact weapon do you run on Diluc? I mean, if you want to see, I have a guide on the channel. If you do !Diluc in the chat, you'll see my guide about Diluc. But one thing has changed though is that now I use the Crimson Witch set. So you'll see, I use the prototype animus as a weapon, and then I use this set, 4-set bonus, and that's what I'm using right now. And it's all plus 16, of course, until I get plus 20 items eventually. But yeah, that's what I use. But my guide has like a lot of my tips and strategy about what I do in general. So hopefully that can be more information for you. guess I need to cook 20 dishes for this quest, right? Let's see, can we cook anything useful? Physical damage, stamina depletion. I mean, that's definitely a good one. Let's see. Revive the selected player and restore HP. That's going to be very useful to revive some characters during some boss fight. Now, this is probably one of the best items. I mean, this one is also obviously insane, but I used all my crabs earlier like a stupid person. Till then, I craft a few of those because that's definitely going to be great. Oh, Xiangling has a chance of getting better items, so let's craft a few of those. Did you complete Yinzhuan's secret palace? Actually, I don't think I have yet, no. Is that the one where is that the one with all the pillars when you have all the geo stuff? Last hit of Razor is really slow and the animation cancel every time gets annoying. Yeah, actually I made a video today about animation canceling because it's such an important part of this game to do like more damage. It's definitely very, very annoying. Like when you're using like big claymore characters, their like animations is so slow. It's definitely a must that you must animation cancel. Hopefully I can post that video pretty soon. The problem with crafting this kind of is like now I have this genuine chili thing and I'm using them all. Now I will need to farm more for Xiangling's like upgrade. Let's see, actually should I use a character here? Oh, Jean is the same bonus as Barbara, that's pretty useless. I just want to craft enough to have my weekly. I don't really care about the items themselves. I haven't even like used a single healing item in like ever. What are your Abyss teams? I can show you in a little bit. I mean, I'm using Xiangling and Jean in one, and then I'm using Fischl, Diluc, and like Barbara in one. And I'm trying still to fix like the last holes. Like I'm not. I mean, Venti's also in one of them. Like in the one that Jean is in, basically. I'm still not sure. I think I'm using Bennett as one of my last DPS, but I'm still debating all of that stuff because I'm still building them up, and until you reach AR35, you can't really farm artifacts efficiently. So, how many dishes? Fine, one more. Let's see. This one is super easy to craft because you can buy all these ingredients almost. Also, for substats and artifact, is it better to go for percentage or flat stat? Percentage is, I mean, percentage is higher. It's gonna be better, definitely, but both is the best option. Like percentage attack and bonus flat attack would be best, but the percentage will usually give you a much higher number as long as you have a good base stat. Make a guide where you can get more recipes. I mean, there's not like it's hard to find great ways of getting recipes. Talk to like these vendors. They all sell, like I've bought them already, so you won't see them, but all of the vendors who sell food usually sell a recipe with their food. So it's really good to talk to everyone. But I mean, we can try and like definitely find more of the locations and eventually make a guide about that. Oh, I needed that more, so I'll take it. Okay, now I need to level up a little bit more. There's still a waypoint that I haven't taken. Where's the waypoint? One here. I'm gonna go over there and do some quests. I mean, some open world stuff. Let's see. Abyss floor 6, be hard. I'm too lazy to get two good teams. That's the thing is that, I mean, I could definitely push the Abyss to like probably floor 7 or 8, but I want to wait until I have all my characters geared, you know? So that's why I go like here, like, so I'm using obviously like these guys as like one team. Like this, and this. This is a great team on itself, but I want to like I'm gonna put my Xiangling in my second team because I need a main DPS, and Venti's gonna come back in the first team. And then my second team is gonna be like Xiangling, Jean. I'm not sure again. Like I have these 3 characters at level 4, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be like Xiangling Bennett or this. I'm still unsure, and I don't know. Like I don't have the gear to do them all yet, so I'm trying to just go focus on these first 6, and I'm gonna add some extras in there. I would really like to get like characters like Chongyun or something, but because I'm doing like Diluc and Bennett with like 1 healer, which could be Jean technically, and then the other team is gonna have different like there's so many ways of doing it, and when you do the level you have to look at what's available, like what kind of slimes are in there, what kind of mages are in there, so then you can bring the correct anti counters kind of thing, I guess. Where am I going? Oh, no. Which one is better as a healer, Barbara or Chi-Chi? Well, Chi-Chi does a lot more damage than Barbara, but heals for a little bit less. Barbara doesn't do anything really but healing. But the thing with Barbara is that if you actually max her constellation out, her last constellation makes it so that in the party that Barbara is in, if any other character dies, they get revived once. And that's like 15 minutes cooldown. But that's like absolutely insane because, especially in the Abyss, if you lose 1 character, you basically get a free revive on it. And that's going to be very, very necessary. So a Barbara full constellation is almost like the best healer in the game. As much as Jean and Chi-Chi are good healers, none of them have the ability that Barbara has. So, a full constellation Barbara is going to be much more valuable to you, even though like the other characters will probably provide more damage and healing throughout like the time that you play them. But again, you need 2 healers in order to do the Abyss anyways, so it won't be wasted for you. Get all this loot. I need so many of these slime items. It's not even funny how many I need. So I have a lot of farming to do. What do you think about this team? Razor, Mona, Fischl, and Xiangling. It seems pretty good to me. Electricity works well, obviously, when you have that kind of combo, so... Thank gold. I haven't played Mona yet, so I can't tell you for sure that I know exactly how to play her, but I know she works well. I like her movement speed ability. I have Barbara as a healer right now, but I like Chi-Chi for a sword user. I mean, definitely, Chi-Chi is more an offensive healer. Like, her heal is great, but she does so much damage for a healer that's like... It's a very bonus thing with her. But Barbara's like ult is, like I said, is so good. Like the heal, I mean, heals your whole party, and then it's also revives someone. Like, but you need full constellation of Barbara for it. Like if you have Chi-Chi or Barbara with like 4, 3, 2 constellation, then go for Chi-Chi. I think it's probably more fun to play too because you can actually do damage with her. The one thing about Barbara that's like absolutely insanely broken is also you can use this book. See this book? Now just read it and see. Like when I switch from her to Diluc, Diluc has 50% damage for 10 seconds. Now that's great. Chi-Chi last constellation also has that revive. I actually don't know if it does, but if it does, I mean max constellation of 5-star. Good luck with that. And someone wanted to show my this is what my official looks like. She's not perfectly geared. She has like a Berserker and Sojourner set, and they're not perfect. Like, some of it is +0. Like, it's not great yet. But in general, almost 1400 attack. Like, she does a decent job. Obviously, my Diluc and my Xiangling are... And my Venti's actually not... I mean, he's built in Elemental Mastery, but... I'm still winning. Like, as I said, like... Until I can go around the world and farm like this, for example. Like, I want to go and farm like this set for electro damage and Sojourner purple for some attacks that I can put on my Jean and my stuff. And then I want to farm this set as well. Is it this? No, it's this one. This set here, when I get Adventuring 35, Bloodstained Chivalry, that's good, but that's not the one I'm looking for. This one, Elemental Burst damage, and then when you use Burst, every party member gets 20% attack. Now, that's a set that I want on, like, my Venti, for example. The damage is great because, like, Elemental Burst is something that Venti does a lot, but then this is amazing. And then Gambler is actually not a bad set at all either. And then you have Scholar, which is also great set for a support because you give energy to everybody else who has a bow and catalyst. So in some teams, this can be very good. So as you see, there's a lot of these sets that like become like this one doesn't exist before like where you can farm this. So you're not gonna have anything like that. And same goes for like in this set here. Like there's a Geo set if you wanted to use a Geo character. There's a defense shield set. There's another one that gives attack here, so you can do 2 pieces of these. So until you're able to go and farm all of these sets reliably, a lot of the characters, you know, they don't have the perfect sets. Like this is an emo damage and swirl damage. This is good for like the Traveler, for example. So there's so many sets that you don't really get to play with until you're farming them, and you don't want to farm them until you're AR35 because the resin cost is too high. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the purple items. Like AR35, you have a almost guaranteed chance of getting purple items, so that's really like really much better in that way. But yeah, I'm still basically just kind of like waiting, and then I'm gonna start pushing the abyss once I get 35. Chichi can only be gone into the wish. Yeah, you can't get her to any other way. There's no 5-star that you can get in any other way. I mean, the Traveler is like a 5-star, but he's not really a 5-star. Waypoint. Go see this guy. Now let's see if I can do some good crits on him. Okay. I'm halfway to my level already, so that's pretty good. If I get 35, I will be able to do some dungeons or some domains. That'll be nice. But I don't know if it's going to be happening tonight. I'm going to try and get into like 1 or 2 domains just to show off how much crit I can do. Because there's a domain that I know for sure that there's a lot of frost mobs, and I can do like 16,000 crit in there like very easily. Yeah, casual viewer is definitely right. When you're free to play, don't aim for a special character. Just like that's what I did, even though I'm not. Like I literally started the game and I'm like, whatever I roll, I will play. So whatever good main character I was gonna roll first is like I got lucky that I got Diluc. But if I didn't get Diluc, I would have used Razor or Beidou or Chongyun or whatever. Like I said earlier in the stream, I wanted to play like Beidou more than I wanted to play not Beidou but Chongyun. I wanted to play Chongyun more than I wanted to play what I'm playing right now. I'm not unhappy with what I have because I know it's great, but that's not what I wished to play. But I mean, if you play this game for a year or two, there's gonna be so many patches, so many new characters. You're gonna discover like characters you didn't even know existed, or I mean, because they don't exist yet. And some of them are gonna have like gameplay that's gonna be much more fun than what like some of these characters are. It's all personal preference. Like there's no like better team than others. Like, you know, there is definitely going to be some favorite teams that people are going to use and build, but there is no like, oh, one team is like so much better than everything else, and you need Diluc or you can't do Abyss 9. And like that's all BS. Like you can definitely clear, like there's a guy actually on YouTube who makes videos and he hasn't spent 1 primal gem. He uses like Kaya, Amber, like every guy from the freaking damn it. I guess I'm just gonna use Venti. He uses like every character that you get given for free, and like he doesn't even roll the Noel banner, and he basically clears Abyss 9. So I mean, obviously he's like AR like 37 or 8 or something. He plays a lot, but you don't need any characters to clear the content. You just need to find a party and a character that you like the gameplay of and play that character, especially if you're free to play.
Here we go.
Thank you for the advice and tips. Hey, no problem. That Noblesse Oblige set is what I just got today. It's amazing. Yeah, that set is very, very good. You need, like, I think my Venti will have all of that set, and then it's just so great. I'm desperate to get Ningguang. I've been wishing to get her since release. Yeah, she's very unique playstyle, but very, very strong if played, like, you know, properly. She can be very strong. It's not my playstyle personally, but I used her in the beta, actually. I played her in the beta. She was fun. The only problem I have in Ningguang is that when you attack, like, you know, for example, if I was here attacking behind this rock, like if the mob was like on the other side of the rock, like your attacks will get absorbed by the rock, like because it's like projectile and they're like aimed, like but they're like homing projectiles, and they go from your characters like on the side like this, like they launch, like they don't go straight, you know, they go from the side. So if you have anything in your way, they'll just hit the rock. They won't go like over the rock. So you have to like go on top of the rock and then attack. But if the mob is down here, they'll just hit the wall. Like it's kind of obnoxious, and like I hope they kind of like fix that. But obviously in most content, especially in the Abyss, there's no rocks, so it's not like a big deal then. Hey Lionix, nice to see you. If you need insignia, go to DU Ruin. Is that where they're like the hunters, whatever? That was a hard mob. He's sitting for Ayaka. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the name of if that's the guy, but it might be. But I know that like the guy is basically trying to prove a point, but also setting for like late game character. Yes, I guess this is I mean, I guess I haven't been anywhere here either, but we have a dead zone at this point. I haven't been here either. Let's see if we can explore a little bit. Cat, hello. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Hey, heal your gene. I don't have a heal. No, heal is not ready. We're gonna come here and heal. There we go. Let's see, where do we go next? Let's go in this area. Is that a crystal that I see? I need crystals because I want to craft weapons. So it's good to have a claymore user just so they can gather all these things. Let's see, what is... I don't want to go on the trees, stupid. Let's do this guy. I want to find a little spirit for this thing. Also, this is a tip, guys. If you see these things and you don't know where the spirit is, just use this. And you see it's kind of like showing you the direction. So it's somewhere over there. It doesn't like help you tremendously like finding it, but it's, you know, if it gives a general direction, at least you'll have like a place to look for. I don't know where this one is, because that was not much area that they could be in. But... I have a question. Currently, I have Pitching, Ichi, Fischl, and Xiangling, but I do not know how to build my Xiangling because I only use her for overpowered. Can you give me advice on how to build her? Well, there's two ways of building Xiangling. You can build her as a main DPS and do like physical damage, attack boosting, like Bloodstained Chivalry or Berserker set, not Berserker, but Gladiator set, whatever. And then she's gonna basically be like one of your main damage dealer, and you're gonna try and get the spear that does physical damage, the craftable spear. And I mean that spear is definitely like the best of the two. If not, the other way you can play her is basically by getting energy recharge on her. And then like she's basically just gonna be a support, so you would get like a set like kind of like what I have on this one. Let's see. You would get, I mean, Instructor would be okay, but actually this set, Exile, which energy recharge, I think my Barber has too. Like if you're having a pure support, energy recharge means that their ability comes up more often. So this is why my Barber's using it. So like when I use my abilities, they recharge faster. And then you want a weapon that has energy recharge on it. Like for example, this weapon has energy recharge, so this is good for a support Xiangling. And now I don't have an alternative because this is still a 5-star weapon. It's still amazing for damaging. But you know, the way she's built myself is like full gladiator because she does a lot of like normal attack damage. So you know, it depends on the way you build your comp. There's not just a one way to build a character. You know, a support will usually have elemental mastery or energy recharge. Like Fischl support has a lot of crit as well because crit is very good for her, and she has a lot of scaling damage attacks that crit well. And the Noblesse Oblige will do elemental burst damage, so that's going to be good for casters that do elemental burst. So there's really no, like, I can't tell you a specific way you should build this character this way, because that's not how this game works. If your party is missing elemental reactions, then you're gonna try and build someone with elemental reactions. Like, there's gonna be so many different ways of creating parties in this game. There's no one way better than the other. You know, there's more like, you know, obvious ways that work well. Some elements work better with the others, but there's really not like one way to play this game that's like set in stone for every character and stuff, because that would make it pretty boring anyways. So it's kind of good that it's this way. If you refine prototype animus, does it increase the bonus damage done, or does it increase the chance to bonus? It increases the damage done. So it goes up to 480. For example, mine is at 300 now. And it's always going to be 50% chance, but like, you know, with Diluc or with any, like, you know, when you attack with Diluc and you do your E at the same time, like, it procs, like, every 15 seconds, it procs 100%. Like, there's no downtime. Every 15 seconds, it's happening. So that's not the issue. But then you do more and more damage. It goes up to 480, if I'm not wrong. So 480 is a very high number. Now, when I do crits right now with my 300% on the animus that I have right now, my crits are like 5,000. So imagine if it was double that almost, you know. I would do like 10,000 crits with just the prototype animus proccing. Like, that's incredible to me. Really, you're gonna make me go all the way up again? I don't want to go up there. Up there, it's not too bad. I managed 29 crit just today. Nice. I mean, yesterday. It was AR40 yesterday. You're adventure rank 40 already? That's pretty insane. Yeah, of course, when you get higher AR, like AR35, AR40, you get to ascend your characters and they gain massive boost in stats. So you're going to get higher and higher crits and damage as you gain, you know, power. Like, that's... Like, if you see AR40, you'll like 20,000 crit is going to be... I mean, it's still very impressive and strong, but it's going to be more, like, achievable. I don't think it's so achievable at AR30, for example, but... I mean, my Diluc still does 16,000 when set up properly. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about in my next Diluc video, but basically the way that you do, like, you want to get huge crits, like, with attack damage is, like, having a party, like, not the one that I'm having right now, but let's see. No, that's not what I want to do. Party setup. So there's many ways of boosting, you know, your main character. For example, in my case here, I'm using Elemental Resonance, so I have 2 fire, so that's 25% attack for Diluc. Now, I also have this full set of, this full set of Witch Flame, which gives me more pyro damage, and then every item is rolled with attack or pyro damage. And then the 4 set bonus means that when you do damage with Overloaded, you do 40% damage. And then using an elemental skill increases the 2-piece effect by 50% by max 3 times. So you can increase this effect by 150% after doing a few E abilities. So that means that you're going to get 15 attack, like you're going to get that like 4 times basically. So it's like 60% pyro damage. And then I already have like some pyro damage here. So 34% right now. So, you know, you add all of this up, you have a lot of pyro damage, then you do 40% more damage when you're doing Overloaded, and then you have Xiangling, and you go in your Constellation, and then you have this. So Guaba's reducing power resistance of enemies, so that means you're going to do more damage to them with Pyro. Then you go here, and then when your Pyro Tornado is going on, every party member receives 15% power damage bonus, so that's another 15% damage for Diluc. And then you go on on Barbara, and you look at the weapon that I have, and this weapon means that I'm switching from Barbara to Diluc. I'm doing 48% more attack, and then obviously I'm using her, and I'm pressing E so that I have the crow that does electricity. So basically you're setting yourself up like, you know, you go and you do like fish, you press E, then you go in Xiangling and you do E, and then you do her ult, then you go in Barbara and you do her E, and then you go in Diluc, and then you start hitting and hitting and hitting, and eventually you'll get like 16, 15, 20,000 crits, and, you know, he's super boosted for a few seconds basically. And then otherwise his damage is going to be still very high, just not like 20,000 every time. By the way, how good, or rather in what situation, are the elemental damage boosts? I mean, elemental damage boost is good for a character that you just switch on, press the E, and press the Q, and then you switch off. So what you did is basically all elemental damage, so it's good to boost elemental damage, right? But if you're going to do a lot of auto attacks and stuff, then it starts getting less, you know, less worthy in that way. So for example, Venti is a great example, and that's what I do on my Venti. My Venti has a lot of elemental damage boost, and I just go on, like, I do fire damage, and then I go on Venti and I do his swirl damage, which basically makes it so that I do more fire damage, and that is triggered by more elemental damage. So Venti is like one of the best example in that situation. Elemental damage on support Xiangling would be good. Yeah, I mean, the one downside of Xiangling's is that her E is like immobile. You know, when you cast this, it's kind of just here, so it's kind of like annoying. Like there's not much happening here. Like, you know, if you're fighting over here, this is useless. Wait, where's the yeah, so the Xiangling, she's still good as a support, but you know, her ult is basically what's gonna be the main aspect. It's definitely nicer to have elemental damage on someone who's like the E ability can be like used like for very high damage, but it's still gonna be good, yeah. Like every time the Goomba hits for fire damage, you're gonna be basically boosting yourself. So I wouldn't say it's bad at all. I would just say like you know, Xiangling is more often used as a secondary DPS than as a support completely, but it's not gonna be bad either. You forgot the artifacts thing in your Mora guide. What do you mean, the artifacts thing? Oh, you mean disenchanting artifacts into gold? Actually, yeah, you're right. I didn't talk about that. I didn't remember. I mean, it's definitely, you can definitely do it, but I wouldn't recommend like using your artifacts on like to make gold, because I don't, there's so many ways of farming gold that is completely free in this game. Farming artifacts usually cost resin, so you don't want to turn resin into gold. You know, it's basically the same thing as doing a ley line, which is very not good. It's definitely like eventually it's going to be something you can do once your artifacts are increased, but like if you look at me, for example, like I have right now my character, like, you know, Diluc has every item 16. He's like maxed out, all these items are great. And Fischl has like 2 items that are at completely 0, and the other ones are like at 8, and one's at 16. And then my Xiangling has 12, 16, 13, 10, 16. So she's getting there, but she's not fully, like, you know, and this one is like 0, 4, 0, 0, 0. So I have so many more artifacts like to enhance, and look at like the artifacts that I have right now. Like I have a lot of purple here, sure, but I have nothing else. So I'm not gonna, like, you know, even if I use all of these purple, I would probably turn like 2 or 3 more items at level 16, and then I would be out of artifacts. So if you're gonna turn your artifacts into more, you're gonna, like, you know, really hurt yourself, like progression wise. Early game especially, right? Like, because we need so many artifacts on all the characters. Now, the more you play and the more artifacts you get higher levels, like the less you're gonna need to need artifacts again. So it's gonna eventually be fine, but right now it's definitely not a way to like farm gold by turning artifacts into it. But for those who are wondering, you can sell your artifacts for gold, like in your inventory. You can trash them for gold, which is interesting. You know, you can do it. I just wouldn't recommend it right now, not if you're trying to farm Mora especially. But this is what I mean. Artifacts. There you go. Yeah, you could like trash it here, and then, or maybe I won't do it on this one, but let's do this one. And you could destroy it here, and then I guess it's just not letting me right now. How can I? I'll just do a blue item, I guess. Oh, there we go. There we go. So see, it would give me like Mora for it. But yeah, again, like what I just said is still applying here. Should I reroll? I have Xiangling, Fischl, Amber, Kaya, Barbara, Noelle, Lisa. So you have everything. All the free-to-play stuff. I mean, you have definitely everything you need to make a solid like basic team. But if you want to have a specific 5-star, like, the good thing about rerolling is when you're free to play is like reroll until you get like 1 5-star that you really like, or one like carry that you really like Chongyun or Razor or whatever, and then build that account no matter what. Now, if you Xiangling and Fischl and Barbara are all great characters. All of them can do great and can carry you very far in this game. You can do all the single play content easily. But of course, if you really want to be free to play and you really want to have a 5-star, you will probably like have a better rerolling to try and get better luck at the beginning is going to be your best shot at getting that goal. Now I need to find the secondary thing here. Does the Lava Walker set boost power for that character or whole team? The Lava Walker set is resistance, but you mean the Crimson Witch set? Because Lava Walker is this, and Lava Walker gives you power resistance, increased damage against enemy affected by pyro, which is it's not a bad thing, but like the set is not worth it. This is much better, but this is only for the character that's wearing the set. That you only get this bonus unless it says specifically that it will give it to your team. It's usually only the character using it. So like if, for example, if I go here, after using skill, increase all party members' elemental mastery. Now this is for everyone in your party, but this is only for him. Is this team good? Jean, Venti, Sucrose, and Xiangling. Yeah, Jean, Venti. I mean, that's 3 wins. So it's not. They're all good characters, but if you have 3 animals, you're gonna miss a lot of elements. Like you need elements in your team. So I would definitely remove at least one of the animal if like. It's good to have Jean and Venti, but Jean and Venti in the same team are just the usefulness of having 2 animals is like you move faster and you drain less stamina. There's not really anything else that you can do with that. So I would you will definitely make use of them once you get to abyss levels that are high, because then you're gonna need 2 teams. But until you get to that point, I would definitely not use 2 or 3 animals in one party. Did you collect some item to ascend Diluc? Yeah, I have pretty much all I need except this thing, which I need to farm. But I have enough of this. I just need to go in the shop and transform my blue quality one into purple quality one. But I have obviously everything else that I need except this. And this is just annoying to farm. I farmed some yesterday, obviously, but I think I farmed all of the ones that are available. So I'm gonna need to wait for it to reset and then farm again. I haven't actually checked today. I'm gonna have to farm it a bit today as well, but. Now I'm trying to find the last blue thing here. Gee, let me do one thing. One thing that's gonna be useful right now when you're doing traveling is let's see. Food. This one, I think. Decrease all party members' stamina consumption, and then there's another one here that's gliding and sprinting stamina. Then this one is climbing and sprinting stamina. I'm gonna use this one. This one can be bought in the city in Liu. So 900 seconds is a long time. So this way you can see the food buffs is right here, over here. That tells you have a food buff. Just makes it so that I can sprint and climb more. She hits hard. I can see why people play Fischl as a main DPS. She definitely hits hard. I want to read her talents again. You can see all her talents are level 1 too. She could definitely hit a lot harder. This. Yeah, I'll level this up because it looks right. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to farm more of these books eventually. This is one other thing that people forget to do is leveling the talents. And there's so many talent materials that you have to farm. I couldn't even farm this yesterday because it wasn't available. I got the Diluc on a single pull on my main account. Nice, rats. Anyone have Mona? I don't. Galiden, whatever. I hope they do something to inform you of the weapons, effects, stack numbers, and CD. I definitely hope they add like some kind of visual cue as well for like notifications of what's going on. Now, where's that blue spirit that goes in the tree? I have Diluc, Chi-Chi, and Fischl. Any suggestion for one more support? Well, you have a really great team. Actually, Diluc and Chi-Chi work so well together because ice, electricity, and fire are like an insane. Like you get such, you get such a good combo from that. Who would you add next? I mean, I don't know who you have. You can definitely add someone like Xiangling to give Diluc 25% more attack, and then if you use the Wumba and the ult, you boost Diluc's damage as well, like fire damage. So Xiangling is a great like character to add in that team. Because having 2 fire is really great, which is why I'm doing it. Otherwise, who else you could add would depend on who you have. You could add an emo support like Venti, Jean, even Sucrose to basically add like a swirl effect to your abilities. Now, how can I not find this guy? Very confused. There's something at the waterfall here. I like when this song starts and something's happening. I'm gonna collect these little rocks. If you see these like orange rocks, you have something to do with them. I mean, most people will probably know this by now, but if you turn them into these things, something will happen. Okay, I guess I've been here before. I just want the chest on top there. Oh, there it is. I see it, you little spirit. You're in the tree. I am off for the day. Good luck, man. Hey, thanks for coming. See you another time. By the way, quick random question. Where are you from? I'm not sure. I think I hear some kind of accent. Yeah, I'm from a French part of Canada. So my first language is actually French. And I actually live in the west coast of Canada, though. So I don't live where the French is spoken anymore. I basically have your team, but I want to add Venti. Who would you take out? I mean, I used to have Venti instead of Fischl. But since I got the Witch set, it's too important to have Overload in the party. So I kind of like switch her out, or switch Venti out, I mean. If you want to remove, the other thing you can do is you can remove the Xiangling to remove the double fire. I mean, double fire is 25% attack. Obviously, it's great, but Venti, like the ult that Venti gives you, will allow you to do so much damage, like AoE damage as well. So it kind of like is a trade-off. Like you get more ability, swirl damage, and Venti can also buff you if you have the set that buffs you with the Elemental Mastery. So the trade-off is basically either you do 25% more attack damage and you boost your fire damage with the pyro or whatever, or you'd get Venti to just do swirl, and it's better for AoE and for like clearing big bunches of mob, but obviously it's not as optimal as having 2 fires. So it's hard. You can definitely get both, but it's gonna be hard. Oh, why are my items all falling off the tree? Oh, what the? Well, that was interesting. Want my items though. I know there's another one that fell somewhere. Seems like I'm not gonna find it though. Yeah, I'm just gonna revive Diluc because I'm lazy to go heal him. Fog, another French boy. Yeah, I mean, Zeno and me know each other in real life, so we're both French. No problem, I dummy. One thing that you keep in mind as well is that, you know, you can have Fischl in the party when you need electricity, and then you can switch for Venti when you don't need electricity. Like different levels of the Abyss, like, you know, you're not gonna have the same 4 like characters in the team forever. As you play this game, there's gonna be more like different elements. You're gonna have to build your team against what you're going to fight, right? Like, it's not gonna be about what your team is like, it's gonna be about what you're fighting. And then, you know, priorities change then too. I think this is the last waypoint that I haven't gotten in the whole map. Oh, you're French as well, nice. Yeah, I mean, I live in very English area, so I don't speak French almost ever anymore, but I still will keep my accent, I'm sure, forever. Nice to see another French person in the stream, though. Is the one-hand sword in the battle pass level 30 better than the flute? Good question.
Okay.
Excuse me, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Why are you listening to me? It's creepy. I'm talking to you guys and Siri's answering me. Let's see. Battle pass is what you asked. So if you go in the battle pass, you mean this sword, right? Well, so the thing about this sword that I don't like is that it has crit rate here. Now, if you're playing a character like Jean that scales off attack, this sword is bad for her, right? Because this doesn't have attack and the flute has attack, right? So this is not going to be great for Jean. But if you're playing a character that you are building crit on and you're building crit damage on, then this is going to be a good sword, because this is obviously a good effect, but it's just, this is just, you know, crit rate. I don't have a character that I use in one-hand sword that I use crit on, and I'm sure there's a build for it. I'm sure it exists. I just don't. I don't have a character like that. And obviously, this is good to heal yourself. Like, it's good. It's gonna be very, like, you know, it's really good for normal attackers, and you're gonna heal yourself a lot. It's all against its attack base. So for Jean, it's still gonna work. It's just gonna make your Jean like heal more and hit a bit less hard, I guess. I mean, you know, heal herself more. You need to crit as well. You know, it's a very unique sword that basically will give you a lot of sustain. But I just, you know, I'm not... If you're using Jean as a like your main DPS, I think this sword would actually probably do very well. But then you'd have to like itemize her into crit. And then her heal would obviously heal a lot less, because the more crit you have, the less attack you'll have. So, you know, it's obviously... A lot of testing will be required in order to like have confirmation for like, you know, all these informations. One thing that I can say for sure is that if you're using her as a pure support, it's... Oh wow, 13,000, did you guys see that? That was satisfying. But yeah, that sword is going to be good, but it's going to be situational for a special build. And I mean, I'm sure people will test it out and find a build that probably works like crazy, and like she can solo everything with it and all that kind of stuff, because she's never going to die and all that. So yeah, as I said, there's going to be so many ways of playing this game, and someone will play main Jean and get all the content done, and someone will play main Chongyun and get all the content done, and someone will play main Diluc and get all the content done, right? So until we have leaderboards and ways of comparing and stuff, it will be hard to know what's better than others. There's no like target dummy that calculates your DPS or anything like that. So, you know, they need to add some of this kind of like thing in the game so that we can actually know what's better, because otherwise it's just speculation, right? On Ketching as main. I mean, that's the thing, is that Ketching is actually a lot more crit based. So, I mean, you can build her a lot more crit based. So that will probably be a much it's definitely going to be a good sword for Keqing as main. Now, again, the thing that I said was that, like, you're going to have to itemize your Keqing as a crit for it to really work. So if you're going to dedicate your items and roll crit and, you know, get items that have crit and then roll them and whatever, I'm sure you'll be able to do something very strong with Keqing, because she's probably one of the ones that will benefit from crit the most. So yeah, in that situation, I think that sword will very much apply for Keqing. Yeah, but again, you'll have to build for it. You won't just be able to use like what you were using, like item wise, like just attack and whatever. But if you already are doing crit build, I haven't tested the crit build myself, but if you want to watch Keqing's guide that we have on our channel, just type Keqing in the chat with exclamation mark in front, exclamation mark Keqing, and you'll see a guide that Xeno did about Keqing, and he does talk about crit and stuff in there. So hopefully they can guide you, and that way that sword would definitely be good, though, I think.
Another test subject. That tingle?
Yeah, the French accent is definitely the hardest accent, I think, to get rid of. But I don't want to get rid of the accent. I just as long as I can be understood by non-French speaker, I'm pretty fine. But yeah, you're correct. Are you using the prototype or compound bow for official? I'm not using either. I am using the Amos bow because that's what I have at level 50. I mean, I have a lot of the bows, but I'm not crafting them. I also have 2 5-star bows for some freaking reason. But... And I'm using this one because it has attack. Obviously, it's level 50 and it's yellow and it's 5-star and it has a lot of attack here. Now, this is also increased normal damage by 12% is absolutely great because you do a lot of normal attacks with her. And then increased damage by 8% for every 1 second. That's kind of whatever. Otherwise, I have this bow, which is good for Venti because it has energy recharge. And then this bow is also going to be amazing for someone like Fischl when you build her crit. Now, Fischl can be built as a crit character late game and do a very, very good job. So this is going to be another way of doing so. But I don't have the items to build her yet, so I'm kind of just staying with the attack for now. To be honest, I'm kind of against knowing which one is better as an absolute truth. But that's the thing. It's like, that's why I try to tell people is that there's not gonna be anything better, like, than anything else. Like, everybody says, oh yeah, if I don't have Diluc, I need to reroll. I don't have Keqing, I need to reroll. And like, it's just, you know, if you don't like I know people who have Diluc and they don't like the gameplay because it's a slow two-handed sword attack, and some people don't like that. Some people like fast attacks and stuff. So for some people, it's gonna be completely terrible. If it's a single player game, if you play a character that you don't enjoy just because it does more damage, then you're gonna get bored of this game and quit and not have the experience that you should be having anyways, right? So but again, there's going to be so many ways of playing this game. Like, imagine right now the combinations. Like, I get asked on this stream at least 100 times a day, like, about the same 10 kind of like heroes together and if they do well as a team. And my answer is almost always yes. The only bad thing that you can do is have like 3 of the same elements, or even like 4 of the same elements, or, you know, if you have two ice characters with like 2 Animos characters, there's no, like, you don't get any overload, you don't get any burn, any melt. Like, you're missing out on a lot of like combination. That's the only thing you can do wrong in this game. Anything else, it's completely gonna be like gameplay style. Like, there's nothing that you can really go wrong. And there's gonna be what, like 4 new characters in the next like few months. Probably there's gonna be Xiao, there's gonna be Klee. Everything's gonna change. Like, Klee is gonna be an amazing main DPS, an amazing support for fire. She's gonna take over the role of like Xiangling as support in some combination. Some people are gonna play her as a main. Xiao is a completely main carry. Like, he can carry your entire team by himself. He's an amazing DPS and he has a pole arm. So then Xiangling is gonna be like, seriously, Xiangling is gonna be less important. I mean, she's still gonna be great. Let's not be, you know, let's not say anything else. But she's gonna be like less useful for people that don't want to use her. Like, it's just, there's so many different ways that things are gonna change in this game. So it's really just important that people focus on what makes them feel good when playing this game. And eventually we'll get, you know, more data on what's actually better with what's said. Like, Diluc is definitely much better on charisma witch set than he is on attack, but then we might find out later on that with certain rolled items, he might do better with just doing physical attack damage with the gladiator set. Who knows? There's not enough, like, there's not anyone who's an expert enough yet to know what's gonna be the late game for us. Where is the bald man? The bald man is sleeping right now. Because we have different schedules, so there's two of us like on this channel who stream and make content and guides and stuff, so we alternate between me and him. He streams a little bit more than I do, but I do kind of like more of the video and the YouTube part of the scene, so we kind of like have like, you know, we alternate kind of what we do. And yeah, I stream a few hours every night here and there. Not every night, but most nights. And he streams like mostly from morning to like night. As we keep playing this game and like, you know, keep growing in this game, we'll do more and more regular stream schedules and stuff. Like, obviously things are always changing. This game just came out, so. Yeah. Oh, there was a Nemo that I didn't get over there. I like Beidou and Noelle, but I haven't had Diluc anyways. Well, Beidou is actually a really, really strong carry. She just has a different playstyle because of her defensive ability, but that defensive ability can also do a lot of damage for you. So, I have leveled Beidou to level 40 just because I wanted to try her out. I haven't really played with her yet, but from one of my Abyss team, I want to use her in there. Because I mean, I have Razor, but I don't want to play Razor. I want to play Beidou anyways, so I will try her out pretty soon. But I see people who do like 17k crit with Beidou and carry like their whole team with her, so she's definitely a viable option. I'm going so fast. Yes, if I'm too far, there we go. I want to go back over there because I missed something. It's all about resource spent. It's good to know which is the best to avoid wasted money. I mean, in some way, yeah, but you don't, you know, there's no best again. Like, Diluc is best if you build an entire team around him, but if you don't build a team around him, Diluc is not going to be best, you know? I can't get Fischl. Well, if you roll the Venti banner, you have very high chance of getting Fischl, so hopefully you can use like what you got for free plus what you can farm in the next 10 days and eventually get Fischl that way. Oh. We need more counter like Beidou. Yeah, the reactive playstyle stuff is very, very fun. I hope they add a lot of like other game mechanics too. They seem like, you know, if you look at the mobs in this game, like the enemies, there seems to be like a lot of different mechanics. Like, you know, there's even enemies with guns, right? Like, so there would be, you know, it would be nice if they added some of this kind of like mechanics to like heroes that we can actually play. Well, that would be great. Right, today was my birthday, so wish me luck to get the look. Well, happy birthday and good luck. Good luck on that one. Oh yeah, this is the famous puzzle quest that I've seen a video of. Will we do it? Even started. I hope Xiao is a banner character. I mean, he definitely will be, because I've seen the graphics for the banner. I just don't know when that banner is coming out. It could be another month. You think catching and Mona would be good together? I mean, definitely, because water, like when you mix electricity and water, you get a very strong combination. So definitely, catching is going to be your main DPS, and Mona is going to be like the support element enabler kind of thing in that situation. How do you start this? Over there, maybe? I asked that puzzle a few hours ago. You need GOMC. Yeah, I have GOMC in my party. I mean, I can have him. I mean, I know how the puzzle works because Zeno made a video about it, but I don't know how to like start, like, how do you open the gate so that you can do it? Kill these guys. Read the stone tablet. I guess there's something to read. This is the guys I was talking about that have guns too, right? Like, this guy has a cryo gun or some shit. Like, you know, that stuff is cool. Like, if the characters have it, can we have it on one hero? You know, I mean, there's a character that's coming out, a fire character that has like a guitar. I mean, it's not the guitar is not the weapon, but I think the guitar is like part of the toolkit, I guess. So there's definitely some imagination there. Seriously? Let's get through this. Xiao would be perfect for my main DPS. Yeah, when Xiao is like such a great DPS. I love, like, to me, I love polearm users. Like, I wish there was a 5-star polearm user at the beginning, because I would have rolled for it and used it as my main, which obviously would be what Xiao is if I had him. But like, there's only Xiangling, which obviously is a great character, but I mean, Diluc is just a better main. Is the Wolf Sword good on Diluc? Yeah, it's very good. Very good. Probably one of the best swords in the game. Interesting.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Insubordination.
No rest for the wicked.
Look at this slime fighting. What banner should I pull him from if I'm rerolling? Are you trying to pull Diluc? But yeah, the Venti banner has the better chance of getting you characters, while the other banner has better chance of giving you like items and stuff on top of some characters. The only problem is that if you're pulling the Venti banner, you have to like want Venti, because if you're gonna pull the Venti banner enough to eventually get like Diluc out of it, you're gonna get like a venti or two for sure as well. So if you like, you know, you have to want to play venti as well.
By royal decree. Get them! Oh, protect us!
That's one. Yeah, singles count towards pity and all that stuff too, yeah. Praying for Xiao in the next banner. Yeah, I mean I'm really predicting that it's gonna be the Klee banner, but it would be nice if it was Xiao as well. Yeah, I don't quite remember. This is like I never remember actually. Guess I don't remember, I just guessed. Let's see. Are Star Glitters worth it to buy Intertwined Fate? Let's see. They are for some people. I mean these ones, right? I'm if you don't want Razor, I mean obviously you don't want Ember, but if you don't want to expertise like to a Constellation Razor, I guess, and none of these weapons interest you, there's really like this. None of this is worth buying for this because you can farm all of this if you just play every single day and you go and farm all the mobs. You don't have enough time in your day to do all of it every single day most of the time, so it's like this is an infinite supply. So there's really like none of this should be really spent on. Now these weapons are unique, like you can't really find them anywhere else, but they are not all very good. Like they mostly just do crit stuff, and like the battle pass weapons are better and the crafted weapons are better in most cases. Some of these weapons will be good only in like certain specific guides, not guides but builds. So if none of these weapons interest you and razors interest you, then there is nothing else to spend on than this. Like in this case, like me personally, I don't want any of this, and I don't even want razors, so I do spend mine on this. But it depends on you, you know. Like there's some players who will want some of these weapons, and this will be like you can buy 3 a month, so in 2 months you can expertise like max refine one of these weapons, I guess, you know. So it really is gonna be up to the player, I guess, at that point. This puzzle sucks. This should work, right? There we go. They like expire after a certain time, or like gonna be a struggle otherwise. I guess you have to use Amber here. This works. I've been really impressed with the world they created so far. If they keep this quality up, the next zone is gonna be insane. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, if anything, as a free like single player game, you don't have to buy any character. You can just play with whatever you get and just do the world and the quest and listen to the dialogue and stuff. Like, it's very clever and very entertaining and well made already. So now the more they add, the better it will be, of course. But they've already provided us with a very big amount of great content for free. There we go. That was a lot. I would probably have saved more time by just switching to Amber and killing them all one by one, but I'm very lazy on switching in my party. 5 Star Glitter with 1 pull is expensive. I mean, it definitely is expensive to spend Star Glitter on 1 pull, but like I said, there is nothing else in that I want from Star. Like, there's nothing that I want to buy. I don't want any of these weapons, and I don't want anything like at all. Like, I don't want Razor because I'm not gonna use him, and I already have some Razor constellations already. Like, it's good for like Razor mains to say, but like 34 or was it 24, 34 pull on 1 character is also very expensive. And one thing also, BBB whatever, when you get a dupe, so if you have a character that's max constellation, they will give you 5 glitter when you get them again. So they give you like 1 pull back for free, basically. I'm a different breed. I made my Traveler main DPS. I mean, I made my main like DPS Traveler back in the beta as well. He's not a bad character. He just falls short a little bit. Like, on as an animal support, he doesn't do the same. Like, he supports less good. Like, his support is not as good as when you're using any other animal characters. And then the same thing is true as well when you're the same thing is true also when you're playing Geo. Like, I mean, Geo is just not a great element in this game in general, but also there's much better Geo support, or I mean, Geo characters, I guess. I guess I should just use Venti here. That's not what I wanted to do. And use, oh my god. Okay, well, that's a big fail. Gonna wait and do it again. I guess I'm just gonna do.
Ready for a rehearsal?
You got Diluc in the Venti banner. Good job. Congrats. I've been stuck rerolling for hours. What does a good reroll account look like? I mean, like an amazing reroll account looks like 2 5-stars, but a good reroll account just is 1 5-star that you want to play, basically.
Here we go.
Venti makes everything easy.
Brace yourself.
The main purpose of Venti is what I'm doing right now. I mean, also a lot of good supporting, but I saw a chest here. I wasn't. Yeah, well, that was good. How many reroll did it take you to get Diluc? I never rerolled. I got Diluc on my first account. I mean, I'm not free to play either, though. I did spend. I didn't spend thousands of dollars like these other guys, though. I just got lucky. He was the second legendary I got. I got Venti first and then Diluc. all get this loot. Yes. Oh, I don't want to talk to you, Stone Monument. Okay. Adventure XP 450. Well, that's a lot of XP. That's a good thing too, though. All these hidden quests give so much XP. How many rerolls until you got the... Yeah, I didn't reroll at all. I've been rerolling since 6 a.m. and did 4 reroll last night before bed. It's 7 p.m. now. Yeah, I mean, rerolling for one specific character is definitely... It's definitely hard. I started playing this game and I was like, whatever I pull, I'm gonna main. Like, I obviously spent a little bit of money and I was gonna, like, pity roll, like, at least, I mean, one banner, which I did, which was Venti. And I got Venti. I was, like, happy. And then I'm like, I'm gonna use everything else I have onto, like, the not Venti banner, and whatever I get is going to be what I play. And I mean, this is what I got. I got a Diluc, and then I got like nice support characters that are just 4-star characters. And I got Jean like much later on, and I never used her yet, so I didn't really get any other 5-star. I just got Diluc and Venti, really. I would have liked Chi-Chi, I would have liked Kashing, I would have liked Mona, I would have, like, I was actually trying to get Chongyun. I'm still trying to get Chongyun for my second team in the Abyss, and I'm still not getting him. Like, I've rolled many times, and I've never gotten Chongyun. Makes me sad. I like him a lot. I like him a lot more than I like the electricity guys. But they're bad, just that I don't like... I like Fischl for electricity, and I don't want... I don't really want to play Razor or Beidou as much as I wanted to play Chongyun. But yeah, I mean, that's also a fair point, though. Like, if for you, like, you really want to play Diluc and it's, like, all or nothing, then it will be worth taking your time and, like, I guess rerolling until you get what you want, because then that will be what you want to play in that account, you know? Just don't play Diluc just because everybody else plays it, because it's good, but it's not, like, better than all the other characters. Like, it's just, like, probably easier, I guess, if anything. I can guarantee you that there'll be plenty... If they do have a leaderboard one day, there'll be plenty of, like, top... Like, in the top 10 players in the entire game, there'll be plenty who won't have Diluc. Fucking makes me think of that Bleach character. That's true, he does look like one of those characters, but I don't know the name. Okay, is there any other chest around here? I think I got pretty much everything around here. Up there. I have those two on my main account, all 3-5 constellation point, but I want to use Diluc. I'm most comfortable using him. Yeah, I mean, if you want to. Is Chongyun really that good that you would want to use him specifically on your second team? I mean, I don't have a single ice character. That's really what my issue is. Like, none. I mean, obviously we have Kaya, but I dislike Kaya very much. And I would have liked to have Chi-Chi as a nice character, but I didn't obviously get her yet, and I might never get her, so I'm not holding my hopes up. Chongyun is a 4-star, so he's obviously a lot easier. And like, the good thing about Chongyun is that as much as he is also a Claymore character that does a lot of damage, like, he's just a great character in general. He also has, like, he makes it so that everyone's attack become frozen, right? So if you mix him with, like, fire characters, you create, like, so many melt effects, and, like, it's really, really good. And obviously I have 2 very strong fire characters, so in the Abyss, it would create a very good combination. So, like, frozen and fire and electricity all together creates some of the, like, strongest combo, in my opinion. So that's kind of why I really specifically want him. But Chi-Chi would work too, of course. I mean, they are adding more frozen characters too in the next like update where they're gonna add characters, so we'll see them. But Chongyun is like underrated. I think people don't understand that he's as strong as like Diluc in the terms of like he can carry and itemize for attack and do like a crazy amount of damage. He's just like any Claymore user in this game can be your main carry and like do the best. Like there is no exception. Beidou, Razor, Chongyun, Diluc, they all do the same. I didn't even watch Bleach. That was a long time ago. I like that. Hey, 2000 XP left and I can be a level higher. Let me hear you.
By royal decree.
Guys.
By royal decree. Come on, we can do it.
And the one thing that Diluc is really OP at is AoE clearing everything. Like the ult just clears an entire camp at once. Okay. And catching carry, yeah, she is one of the best carries in the game. Anything ice would work well with kitchen. Yeah, I mean, so many, like the thing with electricity is that almost everything works with it, you know. So that's the great thing about it. If you give yourself water, you're gonna electrocute people. If you give yourself fire, you're gonna like create overload. If you give yourself ice, you're gonna like create, I don't know what it's called, but you're gonna create something else. If you give yourself I mean, there's so many things you can create that gets a lot of elements, to be honest. How good is that team? Just start playing, and that's exactly the team I got from my wishes. The team that I'm using, because if so, then that's definitely a great team. So more like a standard cookie cutter team where you're just using Diluc as your main and boosting him. There's definitely a lot of teams to go around, but I mean, once there's gonna be new characters and stuff, I'm definitely gonna switch it up. Diluc is still gonna be one of my main characters, but I don't always plan on using him like only, like, especially in the Abyss. So you're gonna have a need for two teams anyways. So that's right there. On that note, which elemental interaction is the best? There is no such thing as a best elemental interaction. There's just gonna be different different item sets and stuff that will boost. Like in the case of my Diluc, burn, which is when you go like against Dandro, which like it's very rare in this game right now. And overload is the best for Diluc, so you need to mix it with electricity. I'll show you why. Like, so when you have this, I'm set. So this set gives me 40% damage of overload and burning. So in my case, overload is the best like ability that I can do because electricity is very easy to acquire. Otherwise, there's really nothing that's best. Like every character like will have its own talents, will also do different things in that sense. Like they all have different specialities. So there's not gonna be not gonna be a best one, but I haven't even done those yet. I mean, I don't have them all yet, but Zorax, how much attack percent do you get from Animus? Oh, you. I'm done lagging or whatever. Let me show you. My Animus has 20% damage on it. And then the rolls on these is all good. Mr. Kuzik, thank you for subscribing. There's a video where Diluc can deal 160,000 damage. Is that real? 160,000, that's probably not real, no. 16,000, yes. See the roll on my items. Well, I mean, this one's HP obviously, and this one's attack obviously, but this one's attack with half, like, you know, it's not great. And this one's pyro damage with some good attack, 8% and 31. That's pretty good. And then this one is 34 with some attack and other stats. So I got really lucky, like attack, fire damage. You know, it's like it's not perfect, but it's close. And obviously, until I get the orange version, I'm not gonna try and get better than that. Okay,
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
with the BP sword, you get 30%, so it's better as of right now. Yeah, the BP sword will be really good. If you can't refine the BP sword, it's just not gonna be good in long term. Like it's not bad at all, but if you can't refine it until your next BP, it's just gonna be like, you know, it's always gonna be good. Just it's not impressive to me. As in, if I get refined Animus fully, like that's the damage that it's gonna do is just you get a 10,000 damage crit AOE every 15 seconds. No matter how much damage the BP sword gives you percentage, it won't accumulate to like the tens of thousands of damage you're gonna get from that crit. Especially not in the Abyss when everything's AOE and there's tons of slimes everywhere, right? Like, now, if you can refine the BP sword easily, like if they add a way to do so, then things are gonna change. Still gonna have to test it out because I'm not sure, but I think it would definitely get a little bit better. Really? Why did they make these things so hard to climb? Like what's the purpose of not being climbable? Like, what if I don't have Venti? There you go. Not even that it's not climbable, it's just that it's like awkwardly designed. I thought you can get 5-star with artifact. Why do you think you can't? You just need to be AR40. Look at it, Jake. You go here. There we go. This is the witch, the 5-star witch. It's gonna be later on. I got some trashy rolls on my witch artifact, and they're telling me not to grind them as of right now, but I like don't anything. Well, I mean, now that you AR35, grinding them is gonna be a lot easier because you're gonna get a purple and sometimes 2 every time you do a run, so you're gonna get a lot more purple, and like it's still going to be useful to have these purple items eventually too, because you're going to be able to turn them into materials to enhance your other artifacts, right? Like it's not worth it until you're at AR35, and if you can wait until AR40, then that will be even better. because then you'll have chance of getting orange items every time. But you know, I would say like use all your resin to farm ascension materials to get all your characters to like level 70 and like all their skills to level, like whatever level you can get up to, and all of the weapons that they use to max level and stuff. When you have done all of that, then you can use your resin into getting artifacts. A lot of crystals here, huh? What bow are you using? I'm using the 5-star Amos bow, unofficial. Official. When I hit 40 next week, probably like Friday or Sunday. Yeah, I mean, if you can wait until then, just farm ascension materials until you get there. But the one I just did. It's alright. I'm gonna go up there. Yes. Should I bother spending on weapon gacha to get a good greatsword for Razor? I mean, no, because first of all, the weapon gacha doesn't have like the best weapons in it, and like the best weapon actually comes from the non-weapon gacha. But also, it's the chances of you getting the weapon you need. Like you're gonna, unless you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, your chances of getting it like an actual two-handed sword is so low in there that like I wouldn't say it would probably be much worth it for you to like get characters until like until then. Like the thing with the weapon gacha is that it has exclusive weapon, but like the exclusive weapons are not even the good. Like they're not even that good. Like they're not two-handed sword. Like it's like a bow and what is it? A bow and one-handed sword, I guess, is the two exclusive weapons. So that's obviously completely useless for Razor. Have stringless unofficial works great. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. The one I'm using has like attack has a stat, so that's kind of why I'm using it, because my official does. I wanted to have a lot of attack right now to do the most amount of damage possible with her E and stuff. They have a marker there. Let's mark. Really? I got a stringless tonight. I mean, stringless is a great bow. I'll show you guys what I have. People have spent 5k and not gotten Diluc. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't try and like if you're rerolling, sure, but if you're trying to get specific things by spending whatever, it's gonna be a hard like. This is just really good, obviously, because of the attack damage. Is you know you can do a lot of damage with her. It's just 12% more damage and then increase more damage when your arrows are in flight. So the payment wall is a big psychological barrier. One is, I mean, the thing also is that this is a kind of game like you can pay and get a lot of stuff early, but like then you're gonna and like there's nothing to do if you rush the content right now. Like even if you you reach Abyss and you clear it all, like that's it. Like there's not gonna be anything else to do for you until the next content patch. But if you play this game every single day for many months, even years, you'll eventually like unlock most of the content still through getting your daily, your daily Primo Gems, and every time there's going to be a new zone, there's going to be new quests with more Primo Gem, and you're not going to like 5-star max installation everyone, but if you play this game for a year, you're going to have probably every single character at least once, and most of the 4-star full constellation, right? So like, then you're going to be able to do a lot of like content in this game, no matter what. And the people who spend a small amount every few days or every few weeks or every few months, whatever, will probably be having at least one 5-star with like almost max constellation or something. Especially if you save up for the banner. Like if you save up until there's a Diluc banner, well, like you might be able to do like 500 pulls in a Diluc banner, even if it's in 6 months, you know. But then you'll have a max constellation Diluc then. But it takes a lot of patience, and that's kind of what people don't have. Especially because this is not a normal gacha game. It's not a mobile gacha game. It's like on console and PC. And PC gamers are not used to waiting 6 months to get what they want. And that's kind of like why there's so much backlash right now. And I don't disagree with it. Like, this game is not well... like, it's not perfectly thought of when you're thinking about pleasing the PC gamer world. I would say it that way. It's definitely a great game no matter what, but they definitely lacked a little bit of oversight on thinking about the drop rates for gacha for people who are like people who are going to be playing for let's say 10 hours a day for the first week. Like, there's a lot of stuff missing, and the drop rates for the gacha are a little bit too predatory for that. And just the resin system costs also quite extensive. So if they listen to the feedback and they make some changes, like, you can make such easy change in this game and it's still gonna make them tons of money, especially if they add cosmetics. Like, if you add cosmetics in here, like, people will be giving them money. Like, League of Legends is still completely free and probably one of the most highest grossing game of the world, right? Make the game fun and people will come, right? There's whoever said there's a nerf coming, there's no nerf. That was debunked. The whole nerfing Diluc and Venti, that's completely false. There's not going to be any kind of nerfs like that. It was completely false. And so is almost everything you've heard from any other streams, any other videos, whatever. Like, literally anything you've heard is probably false, except the fact that there was a Chinese post saying that the next patch is going to be on November 11th. That's kind of the only information that is not false at this point. Everything else is 99% false. Which is why I didn't make any videos or want to talk about any of it, because I could tell that it was going to be a lot of like fake stuff. I need Almost Bow, it's my name. Yeah, I got lucky with that. Got a late yellow star, good job. Yeah, if you're thinking that there's like, if you ever hear someone talk about nerfs in this game, they're going to be a liar. Like, they're never, almost never going to nerf a gacha game. What they will do is buff other characters. Like, if Diluc was OP, they would buff everything else to make Diluc less strong. Like, think about it this way. If you're a guy that spends hundreds of dollars, even a few hundred, or thousands of dollars like a lot of the whales do, even tens of thousands of dollars, and then 2 months after you've done that, they nerf the character that you spent $5,000, even if you just spent $200, even if you spent 100, like, if they nerf the character that you've just spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on, you could go to your credit card company and get a complete chargeback for every single dollar you spent, saying that they sold you something that was not as advertised, right? You bought a champion that had this ability and that did this. You spent thousands of dollars, you unlocked it, you're happy, and then they go over again, nerf it and change it. Well, if that happens, you're basically like saying, well, you did false advertising. You sold me something and then you removed it. So you stole what you sold me, and you could get every single penny you ever spent on this game completely refunded. So they're never, ever going to be nerfing anything in this game, almost. Unless it's like a super big bug that breaks the game where you can one-shot everything, and then it's not even a nerf, it's a bug fix, right? So that's kind of like... gacha games are kind of like unnerfable. Like, there is almost never in the history of gacha game been nerfs that are like drastic. They could basically change the animation a little bit, saying that like it's not a nerf, but it's like graphically, or it wasn't meant to be, or the tooltip didn't reflect, and it was like actually faster than what they said it would be. So like we were stronger without realizing because the tooltip was wrong. Like, this kind of stuff will happen, but that is the only thing that they can do. Okay, while I'm here, I'm gonna do one of those quickly because I need these books. Just give me a second. Didn't think you could do chargebacks like that and get away with it. I mean, you can't just charge back everything you want just for fun. You just, in the sense that if you get sold something that's not as advertised, or if you like, if the developers like don't tell you the rates properly, like there's a lot of legal repercussions in a lot of countries where it has to be very clear. So if it's like, if you buy, if you go to the movie theater or whatever and you buy a gift card that gives you 2 free movies, and then they go 2 months later and say, oh, actually it's worth 1.5 movie now. Well, you're like, well, that's not what you sold me. You sold me 2 free movies. I paid this amount of money and I got 2 free movies. If you're gonna remove 2 free movies, I want my money back, right? So that's kind of like, is the same situation in this case. Like, they're selling you an X amount of like primo gems to get this champion, whatever, and this champion is meant to be this way in this banner or whatever. And then they change that, like, that champion. It's like, oh, that's not how it works anymore. It's like, well, that's not what you sold me. When I spent money, I was buying into what you were advertising. Now you changed what that is. Well, then you've lied to me and you've misled the consumer. And especially in countries like America and Canada, like in Europe, like where there's a lot of laws for consumer protection. And I mean, there's a lot of other countries that have that, obviously, but that's the ones that I know of. In these kind of countries, consumer protection laws are very, very, very strong, and you can charge back anything if they don't give you what they advertised you. Basically, it's called false advertising in that case, you know. There's obviously a lot of like different ways for this to work, and I mean, in this situation right now, like, it's already confirmed completely false. There's not going to be any nerfs, and that's all complete like made up stuff that someone made. So like, there's nothing to be worried about right now. Like, there's no reason to do any kind of chargeback. Nothing is like, it's fine. But there's obviously like, this is why they don't say, like, they say that gacha games almost never get nerfed, and this is why. The one I need a lot. Which banner to get Diluc from? I mean, the Venti banner and the Gene, like the standard banner and the Venti banner both can get Diluc from it. Like, it's gonna be just based on luck. Is there a party guide for what you are using? I have a guide on Diluc if you want to see my guide on Diluc on my channel. There's the guides on a lot of the characters that I'm using, but I don't have a guide for my party. Though I am working on one. I'm working on a guide that will basically cover my party and why it's so strong, and how I make Diluc so powerful, and how I get like crits. Like, I did a 13,000 crit earlier in this stream, and I did a 16,000 crit earlier today. Yeah, you have a higher chance of getting a champion that you want from the Venti banner. But if you're gonna roll from the Venti banner, just keep in mind that you're gonna get you're probably gonna get Venti at least once. If you're lucky, before you get a Diluc, you might be getting 1 or 2 Ventis, because the chance of Venti dropping in that banner is like huge. Now, this is actually the kind of place where I can get my 4k, 14,000, 16,000 crits. Because when you're in ice, like, I do like so much damage against ice targets. Especially against these guys. Do you have any place aside Wolvendom to farm White Iron? There's many places that you can farm White Iron that's not Wolvendom. I would say go into the description of this stream right now and go into some, like, lower in the description it says Genshin interactive map. Now look at the interactive map and it will show you a lot of the spots where you will be able to find all of the stuff that you're looking for. It has like a map that's on your browser on internet, and then you can use that map to find ores, herbs, quests, like everything that you need is on there. There's also a lot of routes that people are making for farming all stuff, so you'll find a lot of information there. On this point, I've got a Venti on almost every reroll account. Well, that's the thing, is that the Venti banner, when you do get a 5-star, half of the chance are that it's Venti, and then the other half is that it's anybody else. Now, it's still better rates to get a Diluc in there, because the Diluc banner, most of your chances are that you're getting a weapon too, right? So that's kind of like useless, but I would prefer a weapon to a Venti. I mean, not I personally, but like someone who would prefer not having Venti because they don't like the playstyle and would not mind a weapon because weapons are still good, they would roll on the standard banner. Now, someone who wants a Venti and doesn't mind like having many Ventis will probably roll on the other banner. Okay, well, I'm gonna get 35 soon, but I'm probably gonna end this stream pretty soon, guys. It's pretty quiet tonight anyways, so if you guys have any question that you want to ask before I shut the stream down, let me know. Just make sure to ask in chat right now, and I'm gonna be happy to answer as soon as I'm done this little dungeon. I'll try and get some nice crits for you guys before I leave. I hate being close. It's hard to crit when they just get two-shotted, but...
By royal decree, nice and spicy.
What artifacts are good on official? You will try and focus on a lot of artifacts that have attack on them to boost your damage, or electro damage. And you can also go eventually for like a crit damage build, which will also be very good on official. Artifact sets that you can use are the ones who will boost that will boost your attack, and you can also use some artifact set that will boost your elemental mastery. But that depends if you're using Fischl as a main damager or if you're using Fischl as like a complete support that you just drop her E and switch out of, you know. I just leveled up, so I'm going to take a little break. Love this stream and enjoy the rest of the night. Well, thank you very much for being here. Very appreciated, and hope you have a good night as well. When I play on mobile, the ping is 90, but I play on PS4, the ping is 170. Can I change the server on PS4 or something? I wouldn't know, actually. I have no idea. I'd play on PC. But you cannot really switch accounts, sadly, so you can check on the Discord and see if there's any troubleshooting about that, but I couldn't really tell you, sadly. What's your Diluc build, both artifact and weapon? If you go on, if you type !Diluc in the chat, it will give you a link to my Diluc guide video that I made. Also, I can show you quickly, but I talk about it in detail more, but I'm using the prototype animus, so the craftable weapon, so nothing crazy. And then my set is this, the Crimson Witch of Flames. And it's all attack and power damage on my items. Kind Can, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any question. What's your Diluc? Oh, that's you there. Well, there you go. Please, I need to know what artifacts for Fischl and Barbara. Why? Well, I'll show you my artifacts in a second. Why you took Venti out of your comp? Because of this set, you see here, overloaded damage increased by 40%, while the melt damage is 15% and vaporize, whatever. So I need electricity in my comp in order to get this, like, you know, I need to get a lot of overloaded to do a lot of damage, and that's what I'm doing. So that's why I put Fischl in there instead of Venti. When I do Abyss, though, I switch it around. Sometimes I'll put Venti back in. Like, in Abyss, you need 2 teams of 4 characters, so all of these, like, teams, like, it changes all the time. There's no one team of 4 set in stone. I have basically 6 characters, and I alternate in and out when it sees, like, when it fits, whenever I see that it, like, needs change or whatever. My artifacts for Barbara is, I'm using this set, the Exile. I find it really good because energy recharge makes it so that I can cast my ult more often. And Elemental Burst generates 2 energy for other party member every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. So that's like 6 energy for every party member, which is a pretty significant amount every time I use her ability. So, you know, that's a great set. And now every single piece of item in here has HP. Because I want the most max HP possible, because her heal is, let's see, where is the, there it goes. Her heal is scaling off of her max HP, so that's what I'm doing. And then weapon is this one. This is an amazing weapon because first of all, it has HP. And second of all, when you're switching from her, your character that you're switching to has attack increased by 50% almost for 10 seconds. Of course, Diluc is benefiting from that very greatly. Now, my official has this set, Sojourner and Berserker. It's kind of like mixed. Most of it has attack and one piece has electro damage. And it's I just use, like, she's like my secondary DPS. I use her for the E mostly, but and then she has like only 3 constellation. Eventually I'm gonna get more, see, but yeah, sorry, I was just looking at the, yeah, I'm gonna need to work on this. I want more attack, or I'm not sure. She does well with crit, but she does well with attack. I'm not exactly sure what I built her. Like right now I have like 3 DPS because my Xiangling is also very damage focused, so I'm gonna kind of change it up still. I'm still trying to build my second team, but until I get to AR35, I'm not really doing much. Would you recommend to start grinding for artifacts at AR30 or 35? I definitely recommend doing it after 35. Because if you grind at level 30, your chance of getting purple items is very low. So you're wasting resin for blue items. If you start at 35, you have almost always a purple item that drops, and that means that you're going to get more better items. And Kilua, you asked if Noelle can be a main DPS. Definitely she can be. She has weird scaling. Like, she scales off defense, but like, her constellation has like basically a lot of damage stuff, I would say. And obviously she has like, some healing, and I think if you get far enough, see, like this one for example will deal 400% of attack of geo damage, which can be very good. And this one increase her attack by 50% of her def. So if you ever get Noelle fully constellation, she becomes also a very, very, very powerful damage dealer. But even without constellation, she, like, the fact that she uses a claymore still makes her like pretty strong to do damage, right? If you're putting a lot of items on her, like there's a set that gives defense too. She's, she's more tanky than attack, but if she doesn't die, she just keeps doing damage. She'll still do damage, right? And she can scale well with attack. Like, she can do well. Chi-Chi plus Chongyun or Mona plus Fischl. Which account do you recommend? I would go with the Chi-Chi Chongyun, to be honest, because I love both of these characters. Even though they're both ice, you can still do good thing with double ice combo, but it will be better for your Abyss long term, because ice is amazing in the Abyss. Amazing. And Chi-Chi's an amazing healer, and Chongyun's an amazing DPS dealer. And like, Mona is also good, but it's harder to play Mona because you need a lot of different characters and item set to make it work. And Fischl is amazing, but Fischl is very, very easy to get in this game, especially if you roll the Venti banner right now. There's really high chances of getting Fischl. She's only a 4-star, so it's not going to be too hard long term anyways. Do you just farm the artifacts for Diluc at the Hidden Palace of... Yeah, that's where I farmed them, yeah. I basically just did the palace a few dozen times. But again, I recommend only doing that after AR35. Because, like, this is where I got my set. But once you're AR35, the chances of this dropping is like almost double here. So you can do this 10, like you can do this 10 times and get 2 pieces of item. If you get this 10 times, you'll have 9 pieces of item. You know, it's like the difference is huge. I have Berserk set on Xiangling for my main DPS. Is Gladiator better? And where do you get it most efficient? Well, Berserk is giving you crit, right? So if your items are built for crit and crit damage, it can be good, but most likely it's not, because crit is more like a late game statistic. So I would definitely do Gladiator. Gladiator is much better, yeah. Noelle can be a tank carry, yeah, basically. How big would the map be with 7 nations? Well, like, not 7 times as big, but almost. I mean, if this is one nation and this is a 2 nation, I mean, there's gonna be 3, like there's gonna be 4, like there's gonna be big like this, like massive, massive, massive. It's gonna be very big. Can Venti be a main DPS? Can, but not as well as like Fischl, for example, and not as like. I mean, Venti's kit is more supportive than DPS, but he can still be good at DPSing. Don't I use him as a support, but he can do DPS, especially if you get this, because this fires 2 additional shots, so we can do like a lot. I mean, it's less damage to arrows, but it's still a lot of damage. It's like having 60% extra damage every time you shoot, right? Like that's pretty incredible. But you kind of need it to be like to do DPS with Venti. You kind of need this. If you don't have this, it's definitely rougher. If I got catching from a wish pull and was sniping for Diluc, should I just play with catching? Probably yes. Because catching is as good as a main carry DPS as Diluc, so it's a different playstyle. That's it. Yeah, every character can be your main DPS if you build your team around it. That's like the most true thing anybody has ever said. There is nothing in this game that really can't work if you don't if you build your team around it, anything can work. Your opinion on the official release date of 1.1? I mean, I definitely believe that it's November, like as they said, because that's like pretty official. The source that it came from, now it could be different for NA servers, maybe. I don't think so though. I really don't. But I definitely think that they should, or they might have a hotfix patch or like an extra small patch beforehand to maybe address a lot of the players' complaints and like resin system and stuff. I mean, I feel like they should, but that doesn't mean that they will, of course. Because November is very far from now, and if they don't want like everyone who's played like a lot to leave the game, they really need to like do something. Now I don't know what it is like that they will do. Everything dies too fast. I don't have time to like set up for like my big 16,000 crits. All right, I'm just last reroll and I'm using catching. To be honest, you'll enjoy catching a lot more than you think you will. She's so strong and so fun. Okay, talents. I need more of these diligence book too, but I also need let's see. Valid. This one I have a lot of. Gene is the other one that uses resistance, right? Yeah. I still need more of this resistance one, but I'm gonna go and farm these little. Would you recommend AR level for AR level up? I'm AR33 right now. I mean, you really have to go around the entire map and explore everything and get every single chest and every single geoculus and every single animalculus. And there's gonna be a lot of like events, like these little temples that have puzzles and like there's like they're not really quests, but like for example, these things. When you see these things, they're gonna ask you to do like a lot of content around it and a lot of puzzles, and there's gonna be a lot of chests. And then completing usually the last objective that give you like all the treasure. Usually that gives you like 400 or 500 XP as well. Like I just did myself. I just went down here, and there's a quest here that gives 500 adventure rank XP, and there's a lot of chests in here. There's a quest here that gives a lot of adventure rank XP. There's a quest here that gives a lot of adventure rank XP, and they're not really quests. They're just like events that you have to use geo on some walls here, and then when you use them, it unlocks chests eventually, and there's a boss, and that kind of stuff. There's some stuff here as well. Basically, exploring everything, going everywhere is really the way to do. And then log on every day, do your commissions. use your resin to farm ascension material, and press F1 and do all the quests that you can in there, as well as do all the like all the stuff in the F1 menu, all the bosses that you can do, like the ones you can do for free, then do them all every single day. They give a lot of rewards, a lot of XP, a lot of mora, all that stuff. Hey, have you met Ningguang as Jade Champions yet? I mean, I did all the quests. Actually, no, I haven't met. I think that quest is not there yet. Like the one where you have to meet her. Like you don't get to do that yet until the next patch, because I don't think there's a quest for that. Or if so, I haven't done it myself.
As you wish, miHoYo. No rest for...
I hate fire because I don't have a lot of anti-fire stuff. That's AR30 is very hard to level after. You need to use every single piece you have. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of quests that people don't realize exist in the world because they're not given by a quest giver. You just need to like unlock them. So there's a lot of that you can do. And just logging in every day gives you a few thousand XP because you do your commission and your resin every day, of course. And if you're using a bit of Primogem to do more like resin stuff, it also will like obviously accelerate it. Otherwise, you know, I mean, we have a guide on what gives AR in this game. If you want to like, you know, look at it, it's just do !AR in the chat and it'll give you a link to that guide. But basically, there's no magic trick. Like doing a lot of chests and killing every mob you find in the open world is really like one of the best way to do so. I use like I spend like the first two like Primogem every day, like the 50 and the 100 sometimes, but I never go higher than that myself. It seems like we have a lot of new viewers in the chat right now, so if anybody has any questions, I'm not going to stream for much longer, but if anybody has any questions while you're here, make sure to ask me. As well, if you look at the stream elements in the chat, we have guides on almost everything in this game so far. A lot of the characters, how to farm Primogem, how to farm Adventure Rank, how to farm Mora, all the currencies explained. There's a guide on artifacts, there's a guide on the nameless secrets, there's a guide on how to reroll, there's a guide on how to get the 200,000 Mora and a lot of 4-star artifacts for free. So there's all of these kind of guides on our channel, and as well as in the chat, you can type it and the bot will link it for you. So make sure to check that out and ask me any questions if you have any, and I'm happy to answer. We're not casuals, we're two content creators who make video guides and we stream every single day. So if that kind of content interests you, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned because we do a lot of Genshin every day. Yeah, and we stream every day and we have like 1 or 2 guides posting every single day as well. We have our own Discord. If you are enjoying this and you want to chat with us further when we're not streaming, you can join the Discord. The link is also in the description, and you can also type !Discord, and then you can come and chat with us. We have like more than 300 people out there. So someone asked me what I'm farming right now. I'm farming this station mentioned because I need these books of diligence to upgrade the talents of my Xiangling. I'm about to hit 35, so I'm gonna need a lot of this kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like just getting started, and it also gives AR, so it's another way to get some XP every day. Wait, which video has the 4-star artifacts? Haven't seen that one. If you type !secrets in the chat, it will link it to you. It's basically, it shows you the location of the bank where you get the 200,000 Mora. And then it shows you a lady you can talk to in the cathedral that gives you a 4-star artifact. There's also a quest in Mondstadt area that you can get a 4-star artifact from. I think there's one more. Like, it's just like a few. It's really good for like new accounts to get like 4-star artifacts at level 1 basically. And you know, I think there's 2 or 3 of them, and there's some that we haven't even, like in that video we hadn't even found yet. There's more like more of these kind of like 3-4 artifacts here and there, but those are like the easiest one to get basically. I don't use Fischl much, but I'm just kind of trying her out in here. She does like very significant damage.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Thank you for subscribing, Fabrizio. Thank you.
No rest for the wicked.
Let's break his shield. Still easier for me to do it with Diluc just because of the main attack damage, but Fischl is pretty fun to play in here. Just need to upgrade her weapon to level 60, and I need to finish her talents because most of her abilities aren't even leveled up at all. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon, so let me know if you have any questions. I'm just gonna finish up on this. I'm gonna just show you the character guide, well, the character page. Also, for those who are interested in Diluc, I'm gonna make a guide tomorrow where I explain all of my tricks to make him do crits that go up to like 16,000 and eventually higher. All the ways that this set is obviously included in it, and how I use Barbara, Xiangling, and Fischl to make like a combo that makes it like the best, strongest Diluc possible, and how to play late game and all that kind of stuff. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Let me just read up the question that I missed up here. That's okay, Wildburn. I mean, hopefully you haven't gotten these artifacts yet. You might get some free ones right now. Do you plan on spending more money into this account, or you'll just stick with what you get? I mean, I'll definitely like spend here and there when like there's new characters. I want to get a bit, but I'm not a big spender at all, to be honest. Like I just usually buy the battle pass and the primal gem stuff and go with what I have because I have pretty good stuff already. So the only thing we would spend on is like in trying to unlock something so that we can create content out of it, you know. Hello, I'm 33. Is it worth farming only boss for resign or other thing? It's obviously farm your resin every day, but you should also do commissions, and you should also go around the world and collect everything you haven't collected yet. And you should spend a lot of your time basically farming chests. Chests in the open world is going to be the main way of leveling after level 35-ish, you know. I saw the guide for Diluc and I have the set of Charisma 4, more power and overload damage. Yeah, that's what I'm using too now. When I had my guide, I wasn't high enough level to get it, but now I'm using that. So definitely keep that. This is the best set for Diluc in the game, at least right now. So yeah, definitely keep that. Make sure to stay tuned for my next guide, because that will be very useful for that. So let's say for Child and Zhongli, I'm free to play and have 4,000 primal gem. I already have Venti with Constellation 1, Diluc, and Fischl. Well, you have pretty much everything you need to get far into this game. So if you are not interested in getting any of the other heroes right now and you would much rather have Child or Zhongli, I would definitely save for it. Just know that you might be saving up for months, or you might be saving up and then you might be opening the banners when they drop and you might still get Diluc Constellation, or you might still get Mona or something, you know. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get them, but it's definitely a good like option to save in this game. I'm AR25 and I'm not sure how to get AR fast. I mean, type !AR in the chat and check out a guide on how to farm AR. There's no magic trick. You just have to basically go around the world, explore everything, open every chest, press F1 and go through all the mobs in there, all the quests in there, and try and do as many as possible. And explore every area that has like secret puzzles, because every one of these secret puzzles gives like hundreds of AR as well. So there's definitely chests in the world that you haven't opened because there's thousands of them. So just go and do that. And then while you do that, you'll find out that there's quests you haven't done. Is Elemental Mastery, Pyro, other element, damage boost work the same way? Elemental Mastery is, if you click here, it tells you what it is. So basically, it increases the damage of Vaporize and Melt, and it increases damage of Overloaded, Superconduct, Electrocharge, Shadow, blah, blah, by, it tells you what it does. Basically, that means that when you get these effects by combining elements, the character that is doing this effect will benefit from Elemental Mastery to do more damage. Usually, Elemental Mastery is good on like characters that you switch on and just press E and Q, and then you switch away from them. So those are really the ones that usually get the best. So Venti is one of them, for example. Where do I farm the Charisma and which artifact? If you look on the map here, it's in here. Once you're AR35, I recommend, like 30 you can get them, but 35 is when I recommend it. You can farm it here by doing this dungeon over and over and over. Every time it's 20 resin. Would I be hindered if I decide not to spend any Primogem if Keel is the banner that come out instead of Xiao? You're not really hindered by not spending your Primogems, to be honest. Like, as long as you have a team that can do stuff and you have like a lot of different elements, you're definitely not going to be hindered. Like, I mean, the Klee banner is... I might not even roll in the Klee banner that much. As much as I think Klee is a great character, I have two very, very strong fire characters already in my team, so I might just wait for another character myself. And to be honest, you really don't gain that much from spinning the banner, like, especially if you're not lucky. Like, you're gonna gain just like other blue weapons and purple weapons that you might not even use, or characters that you're not using. Like, the value you get from spinning the wish is really not that high, unless you're very lucky. Well, thanks for that, Kind. I'm happy that you enjoying the content and you're gonna watch again. We stream every single day here. There's two of us, different teams, different heroes, but we're both playing this game very hard and we're both streaming. So thank you very much for that. Terry Foster has become a member. Hey, Terry, nice to see you. Thanks for becoming a member and sponsoring the stream. I'm just about to end this stream though, but nice to see you and say hi to you. So yeah, if you guys are interested in more guides for this game, and we cover also a lot of other games, so make sure to check the channel, subscribe, and come on our stream every day. And if you have any question, you can join our Discord and come and ask us questions directly. We're very happy to answer anybody's questions all the time. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions before I end the stream, guys. What is better, attack percentage or attack flat? Well, you need both, but obviously attack flat is like okay, how I phrase it is like, when you have artifacts, you will have a better benefit from having a high attack percentage. Like most of these roll with attack percentage anyways. Like if you look at this item, for example, it has a high attack percentage. Now in the secondary stat, you obviously want attack as well, but attack percentage is still better. Like if I look on this item, like this one is amazing, right? There's 31 attack here and there's 8% attack percentage. Now, 8% of attack percentage is not 8% of 31. It's when you go on your character sheet here, you get, I have 16,000 attack, or 1600 attack, and I have like basically 578 base attack. Now, 8% of that is gonna be like, something like 6 or 5, whatever. Like, I'm not exactly sure how it calculates, but the higher your percentage is, the higher this goes. But obviously, you need a lot of flat like attack for it to percentage like higher. I mean, if that makes sense. So you need both, is what I'm trying to say. I go away. Terry is nicer than you. What's the best support set for Fischl? The best support set, I mean, what I'm using right now is more like I'm just trying to boost her attack and her crit, because when I put her crow out, like the crow does a lot of damage and the crit and the attack is great, and she scales off attack. But if you're gonna be supporting, like just supporting with her, you could get a set like this where you do Elemental Mastery, basically what's your E, and then when you use it, you get Elemental increase for all of your party, which is great. And then when you're high enough level, you'll be able to go where is it? Here. And you'll be able to get this set, which is called Noblesse Oblige, which makes it so the Elemental Burst is 20% more damage, and using Elemental Burst increase the attack of all the party members. This is going to be a great support set for anyone, basically, especially the ones who cast a lot of Elemental Bursts, which Fischl kind of does, right? So, but this is like a very, very good set for any kind of support, especially like support like Ventis and stuff like that. Yeah, like Wellburn saying, you do get diminishing returns. So it is like I'm saying, it's really worth to have like both. You know, you can't just have one stat and focus on it. It's worth to have like two stats basically. Is what AR you start getting your 4 and 5 stars. AR30 is when you start, but AR35 is when you really should start farming, and AR40 is when you get a lot of orange ones. So 35, 40 is really when the late end game stuff comes out. No problem, Fabrizio. I'm glad I could help you out. What is the friendship level for? Right now, the only real thing you get from friendship level is like unlocking special like graphics. For example, if you go into here, like the friendship level, first of all, you can go in your profile here and you can have like different voiceovers that unlock, you know, at friendship level 6, you're gonna have new voiceover stuff, and you can also have the story of Diluc. So, you know, there's more story at level 5 and 6 and whatever. And then you also will get like when you get when you get friendship level 10, you'll get some kind of special skin for your profile, or badge for your profile, I guess. I'll show you, but it doesn't do anything. It's just like fluff and storyline and cosmetic and whatever. Need more members. Yeah, well, actually we've gotten 4 more members today, so that's great. Being a member helps us see the chat when we have like 700 people on the stream. Like basically only the members really get their questions answered when it's spammed like crazy, right? See, this is here, and change the name card. So every character, like if you get friendship level 10 with Diluc, you get this name card, and like, you know, every character has its own name card. And this basically just shows in your friend list. So when you have like friends, you can see their name card here. So, you know, if someone has a mastered character, it'll look cooler in their friend list. That's about it though.
I still have a lot to do with the guild.
Can Noel be your main secondary DPS? Because my team consists of Noel, Razor, Fischl, and Xiangling. I mean, Noel can be, but in that team, Razor will definitely be your main DPS. Razor's a much better main DPS than Noel, but Noel's a good support. The shield will be helpful. Otherwise, your team sounds great though. And no problem, Cohen. What comp would be best for Noel DPS? Now, I'm not really sure about that because I've never played Noel DPS. She's Geo, so Geo kind of works with kind of everybody, but the thing with Noelle is that she's very tanky and she has some healing and she still does damage. Now, you know, Noelle really becomes good at DPSing when you get this ability. The last constellation of Noelle gives it so that your attack is like 50% of her defense. So you stack defense because all of her abilities like scale with defense. So you need to build her a lot of defense, right? Even if she's a DPS, you need a lot of defense. And then when you have this constellation, now all that defense turns into attack, and that's when she really becomes a good DPS. Otherwise, she's mostly going to be a support and a tank. This ability here is really good too, though. Like when your shield expires, it will deal a lot of damage. So this is going to be good. So, you know, you build Noelle as defense and attack mix. She's kind of a hybrid. She kind of works with everyone because Geo doesn't really mix like with anything special. Like it mixes with everything basically. So. Okay, guys. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm probably gonna end this stream right now. Xeno is gonna stream probably in about what I say, like 6-7 hours ish. And he's gonna probably stream part of the day, and I'm gonna try and stream again tomorrow night as well. So make sure to stay tuned. We stream, as I said, pretty much every day, and we have videos coming out every day. We posted a video today about how to farm Mora, which we all know we'll need a lot of in this game. So hopefully you can guys check the channel and look at these videos if that interests you, because there's a lot of really interesting guides there. And if you guys want to chat with us or ask more questions, we have a Discord with over 200 members, mostly people talking about Genshin Impact from the stream. So feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description. And people out there, including us, will try and help you with your questions, and you can share screenshots and stuff easier there than the stream. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord if that interests you. If you have more questions, you want to chat with us anytime. And yeah, stay tuned as we will be back on here tomorrow for most of the day. And stay tuned for our next guides coming out shortly as well. Is Aquila Favonia good on catching, or should I upgrade to the Lion's Roar? It will really depend if you're building your catching with attack or crit or stuff like that. There's a lot of good options on catching, to be honest. But if you really want to check, go type right now in the chat !catching. You will get a link to a guide that will I will tell you how to build kitchen and talk about it. We uploaded that guide yesterday, so it's one of our most recent video. So hopefully you can check that video out. It's basically a guide for kitchen. What kind of weapon is good for Xiangling? If you are going to craft the what is it called again? Trying to remember. The one that you can craft that is not the prototype is better. Like the prototype is not good on it's not terrible, but it's better for a support Xiangling. Now the Crescent Spike, I think it's called, it's much better. Like it's the best weapon for Xiangling DPS. So just so you know. Hey guys, so we'll have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming and tuning in and chatting with me for the last few hours. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.